but we got smacked, but we got smacked, but we got smashed, but we got smacked, but we got smashed, bro.
3, 2, 1, go!
What's up? It's your boy Levelhead. Back with another Live and Level Gamers podcast. I don't know what's going on now. Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
I know y'all hear me. I'm talking about them. Like something is delayed.
Oh, them out there. Them out there in TV world.
What is going on? Just a sec. Let me see. Check. Check, 1, 2. I don't hear myself, but I guess that's okay. I guess I'm coming through loud and clear. If I'm coming through, make sure you put a 1 in the chat. Welcome to the show, Alan Steve.
I did listen to the audio playback. You are being heard.
I'm trying to figure out why I can't hear you. But yeah, welcome to the show. We are here. We are excited about what we're going to be talking about on tonight. Keith, you ready for this conversation, bro?
Conversation with that be said. There's several conversations that's going to be had tonight.
What can be done to help Metroid Prime 4 appeal to more?
Oh, that conversation I'm very excited for. I'm going to sit back. I need to hear this.
All right, man. Welcome to the show. I don't know why I can't hear myself, but that's okay. But anyway, we are here. And we are looking forward to this conversation. What's up, K-Bomb?
Man, what's good, man? I forgot, man. Football is on already. That's crazy. It's football time. NFL, college football, everything. Let's do this, man.
Yeah, who playing?
I believe the Cowboys and the Eagles and tonight.
Who?
If I'm not mistaken. The Cowboys and the Eagles.
Oh, okay. All right. I don't know who that is.
Dallas Cowboys and Philadelphia Eagles. Am I not being understood here?
I know who it is. My bad. Oh, I can hear myself now. Thank you. Am I still coming through loud and clear? Yeah, that was weird. I don't know why I couldn't hear me, but I can hear myself now. So welcome to the show. All right, now that I can hear. All right. So we got a little bit to talk about tonight. Alan Steve was the first one in line. Nia got beat. Comic Book Crunch. Welcome to the show. Yeah.
Nia on that Chibi Robo right now.
Cheapy Robo.
Chibi Robo.
Cheapy Robo. But anyway, did anybody get a chance to check out that first light? James Bond 007, his introduction.
Absolutely.
All right. Did anybody get to see that EA has dropped the NCAA basketball endeavor with the what is it called, CLC or CLT or whatever it's called?
CLC is correct, yes.
Okay, did y'all get a chance to see Star Wars Outlaws running on the Switch too?
Yes, I did.
Yeah, we saw it.
All righty then. That means you are all ready for the conversation that shall commence on tonight. Was it something else that you sent in there, K-Bum, that we got to talk about? It was something else. Oh, Hell
Yeah,
Divers. Hell
something
Divers.
about Hell Divers.
Yes, we'll talk about that as well. As also, people, get in your mind, what could Nintendo do to help Metroid Prime 4 appeal to more? We kind of ended on this conversation last week. And me and Keith was not finding agreement. I don't think we're going to find any tonight. But we shall see. Anything else, man? Oh, I got a chance to see Thunderbolts, K-Bomb. Thunderbolts is on Disney. Ooh. Yeah, I got a chance to watch. Yes, it's on Disney. And I think Thunderbolts did Superman better than DC. And
you said that you seen it. Why do you even say it was on Disney? Why you say that? I would have watched it.
Oh, I didn't. My bad, Keith. I didn't think.
This man said he watched the movie and didn't tell me where he watched it from.
Yeah, I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't think. I don't know why I didn't think of that. But
Sentry was Marvel's take on Superman.
Right?
That is correct.
And I think they depicted Superman better than anything we've seen, other than Man of Steel. The way that they showed Superman, I thought still think Man of Steel is still pretty good. What would you finish saying?
No, I'm just saying I gotta see the new Superman. I haven't seen that one yet, so I gotta check that out.
Okay.
I can tell y'all the best Superman movie of all time will always be Brightburn. Brightburn.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one either. I got to see that too.
Brightburn is the best Superman movie ever. Basically, K-Bone, what would Superman do if he had no restraints? And
I know the plot. I just haven't seen it.
Look how they talk to each other. They just talk right on past me, K-Bum. Like I'm not even here. Keith.
He said he hadn't seen it.
My God, I haven't seen it either. See?
Oh, I didn't
see there?
I didn't know.
I'm messing.
But you didn't tell me where Disney was showing the Thunderbolts.
All right. I immediately fell back. I said I have no stage to stand on right now. Welcome to the show, Neil. Dark 301. Welcome to this show. All right. So everybody is heard. Everybody is clear. I hope I'm not peeking. I don't think I am. So are y'all ready to get this in? Let's go. Yeah. You know what time it is. It's time for What Have You Been Gaming On? Oh. Sing it, folks. Let's go. Hey. What you been gaming on? 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 Gaming on, gaming on, gaming on. What you been gaming? Yeah. You know what time? Man, I don't know what is going on. I couldn't even hear what you've been gaming on. So I know something is off. Something has to be. But I'll fix it here in a second. It's in this program. Let me see. But who want to go first? What have you been gaming on?
I can go ahead and go.
Okay.
Because I have been gaming on pretty much the same game this entire week. This entire week has been one game, except for when I needed a little break because these dudes were getting on my nerves. And that game is NBA 2K26. That has been what I've been gaming on because it's the beginning of the season, got early access, and it's time to grind. So that's what I've been pretty much doing this entire time, man. Just online with the homies, um, getting some game in the rec, in the park, in the theater, trying to grind the player, get the badges that you need, getting these cap upgrades, getting season progress. And so that's what I've pretty much been doing. I did get a couple of games in of Marvel Rivals, but that's it. I haven't played really any college football, really haven't played any of Black Myth Wukong, haven't played anything of Dead Cells, anything like that. It's been strictly 2K. Haven't played Madden either. Well, actually, I played one game of Madden just to kind of, get the feels in the football season coming up. It was just one game. And it's been mostly 2K and just a couple games of Marvel Rivals. That's what I've been gaming on.
Okay, all right. Mr. Norris, what have you been gaming on, sir?
Oh man, not much this week. I sampled a lot of games this week, but I hadn't really played nothing. But I did play State of Mind. I've only put in 3 hours total to that, so I hadn't really played much.
State of Mind. What is that?
State of Mind. It's Nia probably can explain it better, but it's like a story narrative driven game. It's like there's no combat or anything like that. Where this dude wakes up in the hospital. I don't want to get a story away, but he wakes up in the hospital after having an accident.
Is it like a Telltale game?
Not,
Telltale did like The Walking Dead and stuff like that. Is it like that?
Yeah, not necessarily like that, but definitely narrative like that. I haven't even turned on Steam really. As soon as I turned on Steam, Helldivers 2 has an update, so they working. What have I played? Let's see. I sampled Tony Hawk Pro Skater 34. Did I say that last week? Probably did. 9 Souls. I think I sampled that after the podcast last week, or maybe the day after. 9 Souls is a Metroid style game. And then the last game that I sampled is Hollow Knight Silk Song. It's
demo?
No, the game is out. I sampled it, but the game is out. Yeah.
Have you bought it?
Of course not, my good sir. It's on Game Pass. Why would I do such a thing?
Excuse me. I forgot about how we do it in the world of it.
You haven't bought it yet, sir? I finally fixed it. There we go.
I actually don't plan on buying the game.
For $20, you won't buy it? 20?
But I have.
Why do we have Game Pass?
I have Game Pass. I can play the game from start to finish. But what I did buy, which comes out tomorrow, is Chronos, and I will be getting in on that this weekend.
Switch 2?
No, sir.
Nia messed
Excuse me.
Nia messed that up.
Listen.
Somebody was called something.
Yeah, I was called a graphics whore. I was like, you right. Look, I ain't gonna fight you.
Hey, come join the group, bruh. Come join me.
Listen, I was looking at the Switch 2 version, which is a great version, by the way. I've been watching videos of it, but I know me, and the me that I know would be like, I'm missing something, and I probably wouldn't be happy with the game. So I just went ahead and got it on Steam. So it'll be here tomorrow. Just download it. So. It is what it is. Couldn't do it, guys. Couldn't do it. Switch. Couldn't do it.
Is that it? That's it?
That's it.
Okay. As for me, I haven't been playing on a whole lot. As y'all know, last week, Mr. Norris, shouts out to him. I know there's real love here because, as much as we go back and forth, he still hooked me up with the for sale of Hogwarts Legacy. So I've really gotten into it a little bit, man. Keith, you go through that intro before the credits of before you get to the actual where they put up Hogwarts Legacy and all that type of stuff. I got to pick who I'm going to be with, the school I'm going to be in, and all that type of stuff. And the more I played it, man, I think I'm going to enjoy this game. I really do. I think I'm going to enjoy the game. I'm not super duper far. I'm right after the part where you put the hat on and you pick your school. And I went into the chamber and I'm running around. Now I'm going to, I guess, talk to my fellow students. That's kind of where I'm at. So I kind of stopped right there because it was kind of late. So I went on and turned it off. But I'm enjoying it so far. Visually, it has grown on me. At first, I was kind of nervous about it. It was some things looking kind of and I was about to be called a graphics whore myself. Like, man, Nintendo. But no, it actually looks pretty decent. Also, of course, I got it in on WWE 2K26.
All right, hold on, Level. Let me help you out. They said they're here. The what you been gaming on playing.
They do? Okay.
Yeah, that was Neil just said.
All right, see if it should be gone now. Is it low or is it loud? Let me know. I think I caught it. There it is. Yeah. Man, this thing is acting wonky, man. I don't know what's going on. Everything, I had to reboot my computer. Everything was acting goofy when I first turned it on today. So, let me know if the What You Been Gaming On segment has stopped playing. Is that a new part of Okay, so it should be gone. I think it should be gone. I muted everything that has that audio on there. But yeah, man, I've been getting it in on WWE 2K26. Game is still, man, that's a good game, man. I'm really enjoying it. And Madden. Madden has got some updates, and it's actually I'm really enjoying it. Yeah, I'm really enjoying Madden on the Switch, man. I got it in on that for about 30, 40 minutes in the bed. And man, and most of the time when I play Madden, I'm playing Madden handheld. I'm not even docking it. I'm playing it. This is what I enjoy about the Switch too. I play just as much undocked as I do docked now. I don't like on the Switch. I didn't want to play handheld. I didn't want to play that way at all. If I had to, I would. If I was at the in-laws and the TV was occupied, I'd pop the Switch up on the table, on tabletop, grab my controller, got it in on Doom, got it in on whatever I was playing. But I didn't prefer to play that way for a myriad of reasons. But with the Switch 2, I have no issues with playing in handheld or tabletop mode. I mean, I don't. I mean, I can literally play that way. So when the TV's occupied by my mother and I grab my Switch out the dock, walk into my bedroom, jump in the bed next to the wife, and I'm playing 2K, I'm playing Madden, I'm playing Hogwarts, I'm playing whatever I'm playing, Mario Kart. I got to get back in on Cyberpunk. But I really enjoy it, man. I do. I really enjoy the Switch 2 in handheld mode. But those were the games. Oh, we got it in on Mario Kart. I had some family members over, and we all got it in on Mario Kart World this week. I hadn't played Mario Kart in a minute, so it was good to get back into that game. I actually turned on my PlayStation, but I didn't play anything on it.
Funny.
I plan to change that, K-Bum. I plan to change that. But that's what your boy been gaming on this week. So, where do we want to start? I guess we need to start with James Bond State of Play, First Light. So, anyway, I apologize, you guys. I had all this stuff pulled up, but my computer, something was acting up, man. Anyway. So I apologize for not having all this stuff ready to go. But who here, and let me look at it. Wait a minute. Some people did share what they've been playing on as well. So let me look in here. Dark 301 said, I've been playing on Metal Eden and Star Wars Outlaws I'm pretty sure that's on the Switch too, because I seen some of your footage. I played Lost Soul Aside for like 5 minutes. Let me see who else put what they've been playing on down here. Chibi Robo. I guess that's Nia. He said, I'm finally caught up on PM. What's PM? I don't know what that is.
Peacemaker.
Oh, Peacemaker. Okay. Oh, the show. I haven't even started it yet.
Yeah.
I'm trying to see who else put anything in here.
So what is Meadow Eden? I've never heard of that.
No, I didn't neither. Dark 301. What's Metal Eden?
Is that supposed to be Metal Gear?
Metal Gear.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's supposed to be Metal Gear, but I asked in the chat. I wasn't sure what that was.
Not Metal Elden Ring. I mean, okay. Yeah, let us know what you meant by that Dark 301. You said Metal Eden. Do you mean Metal Gear? But I don't see anybody else saying what they've been playing on.
I don't know. That look intentional. You can't mess up like, oh, I meant to say gear.
True that.
Looks I was trying to type it on my keyboard. I was like, no, his hand wouldn't have shifted.
I'm getting called. Let me.
It is a game, Metal Eden.
Okay. He did reply. He said Metal Eden is like Doom with a cyberpunk aesthetic.
Let me.
Okay.
Before we get into this, y'all, let me find what Dark 301 is talking about, because he unperked my curiosities. So let me see what this dude is talking about. Metal Eden, right there.
Don't think that was a word, but we're gonna roll with it.
Curiosities. I made it up. I made it up. This is Metal Eden right here. What is this on, bro? Is that Miss K-Bum in the background? I know that voice.
Oh, you hear it? Yeah, hold on. Let me
tell her she's not on the show tonight.
let me fix that. She got a little friend over there, and they having a very, very engaging conversation. So let me go ahead and just take care of some responsibility real quick. Give me.
Hey, this K-Bum, this is like this up your alley.
I was just thinking, I was like, this is a K-Bum.
Hold on.
Like
let me sit back down before I walk away. Hold on. Okay, it's sci-fi. Okay.
It got that
sci-fi
like
got
Marvel rivals with.
Oh nope. He's moving too fast. Nope, can't do that no more.
What you mean it's moving too fast? What you talking about?
He's jumping around. Nope, this Doom. This is he's right. This is sci-fi Doom.
Hey,
what is this
looks like
Doom. I'm finna download this.
This looks like Doom, bro. Like, to be honest, this
looks
Doom
cool,
is fake,
bro. K-Bum, this looks like right up your alley, man.
Nah, then you don't see the fact that I don't play first person shooters.
Well,
you must forgot
Call of Duty. So I thought that must be the only first.
Multiplayer. Multiplayer, sir. Multiplayer. Yeah, I don't play single player first person. Nah,
Isn't this multiplayer? This not multiplayer?
Nah, this single player. This Doom.
It looks dope.
This is sci-fi Doom, bro.
Man, this looks dope.
Look fire though.
Yeah, it do.
Actually, it's more like Unreal. Actually,
Dark. All right, man. You got to show us.
Yeah, it's like Unreal.
Okay, I don't know about them pieces. It must be on Steam or something like that.
Yeah, I just definitely put it on my demo list. Nah, this looks good.
All right. 30. It's only 35. I got to get Steam, bro. I'm too broke to be trying to buy games on the Switch too. They trying to end my marriage. I'm picking between do I buy the kids food to eat or do I buy Star Wars Outlaws? Which one is it?
Sir.
Life choices.
Don't let this switch put you in the street.
I'm trying to keep K-Bum. I might be up there with y'all. Let me talk to Miss K-Bum, see if I can borrow one of them.
I ain't no grown man about to be in my house because you don't.
I mean, for a night, like at least
money on video games.
Do I recoup?
Oh man, she got a morph ball too.
Anyway, so Dark
this
just
game kinda
changed the
fire.
whole. We done got caught up in this game. Okay. So let's get back on track.
This the
How
Metroid
many
you've been looking for right
people
here.
saw the state of play for first Light 007? And
Yep.
I'm going to go straight over there right here. So let's talk about it, man. So when was this? Was this on Thursday or Tuesday? What day was this on?
Wednesday.
Wednesday. So
Thursday.
I was close. So Wednesday, yesterday, we got to see for the first time, and this is the team that made Hitman. What's that team? What's the name of that team? That development studio?
Oh, this the thing is IO Interactive.
IO Interactive.
That's why it feels like that.
Yeah. So they showed us
Oh,
the
it makes
first.
sense, man. It makes sense.
No, we've been seeing we seen footage of the game in the trailer for the game, but we got to see literally them playing through kind of the introduction. Well, I don't know if it was the beginning of the game or what, but
He said that's his first mission. Bond's first
okay.
mission.
So let's talk about it, man. How are we feeling about what we saw here?
I'm intrigued.
I'm more than intrigued, bro. You I'm sold.
Well,
What
I know
talking
you.
about?
I know you are. I know you are. I'm intrigued. No, okay. I'm sold as well. I think. I think this game scratches several itches. That sounds so funny out loud. This game, if you
How many
Uncharted,
itches?
several. No, but I think if you were into like the Uncharted games, Hitman games, obviously, this is gonna scratch that niche for you, you know? And the fact that it's third person and it's obviously heavy on the story narrative and the communication, very similar to Uncharted. I mean, this is probably what people were thinking we were going to get with the Indiana Jones game, you know? And this is
True.
it.
True.
I think, yeah. And I think the fact that it's a young James Bond and you kind of get a chance to see his origins and see how he becomes the ladies' man's spy, all that good stuff. I think I'm going to really enjoy this game on PC. But no, I think they did a good job with the trailer. Now, there were some things that was concerning. This game was heavy on the explosives later on in the trailer. There was a lot of things
Boy,
going on.
everything blew up.
Everything was blowing up, and you can see.
I'm like, can you shoot somebody? You gotta blow everything up. Let me know.
You gotta blow it all up. But and also the dude who was playing was making me mad. I'm like, dude, just shoot the red barrel. What's going on? He was shooting all around it, and I was. But anyways,
same boat, bro. We was in the same boat.
I'm like, dude, it's obvious. Come on. But anyways, but yeah, I think this is going to be really fun, man. I never played any of the Hitman games, and I know a lot of people were comparing it to Hitman. Like I said, I never played those games before, but this could be the game that make me want to go back and play those games if a lot of the elements that people are saying that they saw in this is in the Hitman game. So I think I'm going to really enjoy this game. I can't wait to come out March 27th, right? I think it's March 27th.
Nice.
I think the graphics weren't mind-blowing, but at this point, they don't have to be. I think a lot of times we're expecting something to look ultra super realistic. I think these graphics looks good. I don't want to say good enough, but I think these graphics do what they're trying to do. I think it did a serviceable
serves its purpose. It serves its purpose.
The character models look great. Bund's character model looks great. Like, I don't know. I think it's gonna be a good time, man. I think it's gonna be a good time. But I'll come back for later. I want to hear what y'all got to say about it.
All right, Mr. Ref Fred 215. Welcome to the show, sir. Did I miss anybody? All right. K-Bone.
Yes,
you
sir.
You heard what Keith had to say? What do you have to say, friend?
Yes, sir. I did get a chance to see it. I sat down and watched it. So I watched it with the wife actually, and we had previously watched, not recent, but we had, I guess maybe this year at some point, early this year, so maybe like 4 months ago, watched some gameplay of Hitman. We were just going through YouTube, and this little video of Hitman popped up, and I said, "Show the wife, oh yeah, babe, this is Hitman, blah blah blah." And he was just doing a bunch of missions, and it was pretty cool. It actually was fun to watch them do the missions on Hitman. And but today I'm sitting here watching the first light state of play with the wife, and she says, "Huh, this looked like that one game we saw. What's the name of it? Hitman." I'm like, you know what, babe? It does. I said, no, I know the homies kept saying that it looked like Uncharted, but I really feel like it looks like Hitman. I don't know why. And then when you said what you said today about it being made by IO Interactive, which is the same people who made Hitman, then it all clicked to me. Like, okay, that's why it looks and kind of feels like Hitman, the way that he utilizes and I think it's probably the best people to make this type of game is the people from Hitman, because they've already done the 007 just very differently. They're probably the good people to do this, to reimagine this. So from that perspective, yeah, I thought it was a cool game. I've never been big on Hitman. I've never really given it a try, honestly. It's always been kind of not my taste. But this was very Hitmanish, but it definitely had those huge set pieces. That what kind of made this different, what sets it apart from Hitman is the set pieces. And I will agree that the set pieces are very, very similar and very closely related to how Uncharted has their set pieces. Because it's like one big set piece into another big set piece to an even bigger set piece into something crazier. Like my wife was like, "How are you going to survive jumping out of plane without a parachute?" I'm like, "He bombed, but he'll figure it out." And so, yeah, it looked fun. Actually, I'll just give you the commentary of my wife, because she did a better job of communicating her feelings about this game than I did. And she said, "Wow, that looked fun. That looked like a fun game to play."
It do.
And I was like, "Yeah, man, I think you're right. That is a fun game." But this is coming from the time. So just another backtrack. So my wife used to sit and watch me play Uncharted, especially back when we had a 1 bedroom apartment, and she couldn't go nowhere. It's 1 bedroom, so we got living room and a bedroom. So what you gonna do? Lay in the bed or watch me play video games? So and so we actually, that would be our thing, is Uncharted. And so I would play, and then she would help me solve the puzzles and kind of watch it like it was a movie and stuff like that. And so this kind of brought back those old memories, since we got a big house now. She can go in the whatever room she wants to, but it feels good to kind of have that. This may be something she might want to sit there and watch me play. So I don't know. We'll see. I know. What last side note? I know The Last of Us 2 ruined that moment, because she was actually watching me play The Last of Us 2 until that thing happened. And she said, "I don't want to watch this anymore." The thing happened with a certain character, that thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. It's not really a spoiler, but I don't feel like saying it, because for people who don't know, I'm not gonna spoil that for them. But yeah,
Don't
so
know,
I think
don't
she
know.
saw that happen. When they saw that happen to old boy, that was like, "Yeah, I'm good. I'm not watching this anymore." And she literally did not watch another me play through the game at all anymore after that. So that's my take.
Okay.
Hey,
So
before you go level, I know you finna kill it. Another game that your wife may enjoy. Emio. Yeah, I said it. Emio. She
Oh,
might
this
enjoy
is
hold
Emio.
up, K-Bub. I got him, sis. K-Bub, I got him. Slap yourself. Keep Emio. Stop it, man. No more Emio.
You should show her Emio. You should show her Emio. Tell me
No,
what you
man.
think.
You would
I'd
need
be
to keep
curious.
trying to. I'm pretty sure the game, the story is good, but the game, playing it, it was like, bro, I gotta sit here. And, anyway, I don't know. I wasn't feeling it. So I enjoyed everything I saw in this game. Even the visuals, even the graphical presentation, I enjoyed it, and I'm gonna explain why. This reminds me of Uncharted 2. And I know K-Bum is right. It is Hitman, made by Hitman, but it has a lightness of Uncharted. It has that bright, comical, you know how whimsical way Nathan talks and engages and all the stuff he does. So the more I watched it, even though it has that Hitman, clearly you could tell Hitman.
Inspired.
You could tell the team that made Hitman. What is it? You said Ido or
IO Interactive.
You could tell they made the game because it does look like Hitman, but it has an Uncharted flair to it that really appeals to me. You could tell that Bond is a character. He's young. He's cocky. He's sure of himself, confident, wisecracking. Go against the grain, break the rules, don't do what he's supposed to do. I'm like everything I'm seeing in this game, and the visuals wasn't blowing me away. I'm agreeing with Keith. It was not blowing me away visually. It was like it looks cool. Matter of fact, I think it may have some ray tracing in this game, if I'm not mistaken. What I'm looking at, outside of that type of stuff, this is like it could easily run on last gen, easily, which made me feel like, hey, I'm curious how this is going to run on the Switch 2. Because I know I will play it a whole lot if it's there because of just the convenience of that platform for me right now. But I mean, of course, if I had to pick between the two, it depends on which one running really. If the Switch 2 runs great, I may get it there. If not, then of course it's on the PlayStation 5. But I like what I saw. I like the combat. I liked everything I saw about the game, and I wasn't sure.
Was this announced for the Switch?
Huh? Yeah, this
Yes.
on the Switch. This is on
It
Switch.
was actually announced for the Switch first.
Yes.
Okay.
So
Cool.
I'm believing that it's possibly going to be pretty good there. So if it can look near to this. But I want 60. With a game like this, I want 60 frames, man. I want that 60. So we'll see. Yeah, it makes a difference. So I can trade off 30 with certain games, but games like this, I would probably want that 60. But it's sold. It's gonna be in his house, whether it's on the PlayStation 5 or Switch 2. I'm getting this game. I like everything I'm seeing. This is my type of game. The only thing I didn't like about this was how long the driving was. I thought, okay, you literally driving this long? Like, okay, that was almost
But at the beginning, or
at the beginning.
Well, the beginning is similar to Last of Us when you're on the horse and they're doing all that banter and talking, kind of establishing. So it's very similar to that. So I get that because you're using that to kind of establish your characters and get people to know who people are. I don't see that as something that's going to always happen. But Uncharted has its spots where you do a lot of walking and a lot of talking.
Yeah, I just thought I'm not saying I'm bothered by
for
it
a demo.
In a game. I'm saying to be showing it off to us for the first time. I thought that was a little.
I agree.
Why would you have us here for this long? But another thing I'm concerned about if I was to get it on the Switch 2 is the driving, because Cyberpunk driving with the Switch 2 not having those analog triggers, I think it really affects the driving. But this is push, hit the gas all the way down, and you ain't worrying about actual quality driving, so it may not affect this as much. But yeah, I like what I saw, man. I kid you not, I like what I saw. I thought the presentation was great. Other than that long intro with that driving up the hill and turn here and turn, I'm like, y'all, this is about 5-6 minutes of this, sir. We don't need to see all this. Get to the action. That's what we're here for. But anyway.
So are you saying it's just bad in the trailer, or are you saying you don't want to do that in the game?
No, I thought it was a bad introduction for us to watch in the presentation. Now, I wouldn't care about the actual game doing that. I just thought, brother, you got us watching you drive for 5-6 minutes. That's fine for the game. That's a part of the game, but you could have skipped past that part and got to where he was walking around in the play. I thought that would have been a better starting point than the driving up the hill. But anyway, that's just me. That's just preference. But no, I like what I see, man. Any other thoughts?
Yeah, I'm concerned about that Switch port, but I'm gonna stick to what PlayStation shown us. And I heard some people say, "Oh man, it looks rough," and I gotta say it. No, the game comes out in March. It's September. Why are you already heavily criticizing this game? Like before this point, we hadn't seen any gameplay. Well, at least I don't remember seeing any game. I think at the last state of play, it was still like a cinematic trailer, but we hadn't really seen any gameplay. Like, judge based on what you see in like the gameplay or whatever. Do you even want to do this? You know, some people don't like Uncharted or Hitman type games, but I'm not going to judge this game harshly on this build. You know what I'm saying? Kind of.
I mean, like I said, it ain't visually just blowing. Yeah, I've seen better looking, but what was bad? What was so bad that they were saying? Because I saw you post. I saw you comment on X, but I didn't know what you was getting at. I didn't know what I didn't investigate to see what the person was actually saying. I saw what you said though.
He just said the game looked rough, and I'm just like, dude, the game comes out in September. Like, what we talking about? Not September, excuse me. It's September. The game comes out in March. What are we talking about?
Practice. We talking about practice.
Sometimes I just feel like people got the I'm on the internet. I can say what I want. Yeah, you can.
They doing too much. They doing too much,
dude.
Yeah,
if this was February and the game still looked like however you felt it looked, then yeah, have some concerns. But like, dude, come on, man, chill.
Practice.
I like what Dark 301 said. He said Bond is a character. Bond as a character is way more interesting than Agent 47. Then he goes on to say he's just like Nate. I agree. He has his character. That's what drew me in. Like, man, this makes me feel like I got my Nathan Drake back, man. So of course I'm excited.
You've been acting for.
That's what I want, man. I want. This ain't Nathan Drake. Don't get me wrong. I still need. I need my guy, but no, I pause on that. I need my guy, but but this a dude.
Wait.
Yeah,
this level
pause.
Just paused himself.
Hey, y'all. I was
gonna let him pass.
Level paused himself.
I introduced my uncle to the pause game. He said something. I said pause. He's like, "What you talking about?" It's like, so every time he would say something that was a pause moment, I like pause, man. You can't say that. So he's like, man, we was fishing. He's like, bro, what you talking about? And so I had to let him know what was up.
That's
He's
funny.
like, man, y'all silly. But anyway, comment section, your thoughts. I'm trying to see what y'all got to say about the game.
Well, somebody said he looks like Nate, which I think he does as well.
Yeah, he does. He don't move like Nate though, but he I think it's gonna be a good game, man.
They do got some of that Uncharted-ish close combat going on.
Absolutely. This is definitely my alley. Summer blockbuster, big movie, feeling game. There's a dope story, a lot of action, blowing stuff up, shooting stuff, hiding, running, driving, running over. That's me. This me all day. Simple, action-packed. Turn your brain off, popcorn. You don't have to think too hard. That's what I like. So, let me see. Trying to see if I didn't miss anybody. James Bond doing James Bond fire. That's what Mia said. 007 fire. So she thinks it looks good. Everybody seem to be satisfied with how this game looked. Fred 215 said looks fun. Dark 301 said I have faith in it. I'ma be keeping my eyes out. Okay. Nia said, trust me, we know. Nia, you gonna leave me alone. Just because I'm not trying to play Emio and Little Kitty don't mean I'm not a gamer. Sometimes I don't want to think. I got other things to think about.
Emio is far from Kitty.
I said Emio and Little Kitty, the game.
Oh, Hello Kitty. Oh, okay, my bad. I was gonna say
Well, Hello
Calm
Kitty. My
down,
bad.
sir.
Hello Kitty. All right, I got you. I
Calm
said it wrong
down,
a little
sir.
bit. Yeah, he was about to burn me up. You don't know. MEO is. I played MEO.
Nah. He said, "Get
Hey, that's funny.
Emio name out your mouth."
Man,
Hey,
you
that is
got me. I went over there and
hilarious.
played that demo. I'm sitting up here like, okay, you mean tell me I gotta take a pop quiz every time I turn the corner? Who said what? Ask who? Why am I asking you all these questions and what?
Gotta make sure you're paying attention, man, because you gotta solve the
Asking all these questions.
who's Emio. You gotta find out who's Emio.
No, I'm not playing no Hello Kitty. No, I'm not playing no Hello Kitty.
Asking all these questions, making statements, assuming.
So now Hello Kitty gets some explosions, some karate chops here and there, and maybe some jumping, platforming. Then our level may give it a try. You know what I'm saying? I'm down for that. I'm here for that. I'm like Tony Baker. I like that. Anyway, y'all don't know what I'm talking about. But where are we going next? So I like this. I do wish, I do find it funny that Sony's always getting that first plug, but we did see it with the Switch 2 first, but it looked good, man. It looked good so far. And with it being, you said March, so that's
Yeah, I think March
October,
27th.
November, December, January, February. So 6 months. 6 months. So that's
Yeah.
enough time to really polish it up even the more. So
Did y'all peep
Amen.
his did you peep the compass on the side? Is his watch? And
No.
Yeah,
Say it again?
on the side is okay, so when he's running around, you see a compass and it's telling you where to go. That's actually the face of his watch.
let me see.
And Bun has always been known for his watch face, just thinking about 007. You know what I'm saying? When you press
Oh, it
start, you
surely
see
is.
that's his watch face. And it has the battery on there. He need to charge his watch up. I wonder if they're gonna make that part of the gameplay.
I don't know. I know this
Did
scene
not know
right
that.
here. This scene right here remind me of Nathan, Uncharted. All day. This is the scene that sold it. Like, this is me. Yes, Nia, this is me all day. I be feeling like I'm in there, boy. I love this type of stuff. And my wife, the one game that my wife actually watched me play was Uncharted 2, Uncharted 4, and Breath of the Wild. She have actually came, sat down, and watched me. The first game she actually just watched me play, and asked me questions about it. Was Uncharted 2. Okay, what's going on? Why he running from him? And then the same thing with Uncharted 4, and then Breath of the Wild. So yeah, these type of games, man, they got a special.
You think
place
she'll
in my
like
heart.
Last of Us?
Last of Us? No, Last of Us is a little too serious. It'd be too serious for her and too gory.
Oh, okay.
But yeah. So where are we going next? So that was. So I guess we can pivot to this. Get this Star Wars Outlaws out the way, and then
Yep.
we go. So Star Wars Outlaws for the Switch 2 came out today, or was it yesterday? Yesterday or this morning? One of the two.
I think it was today.
Yeah, it was today.
I don't know.
But there was a lot of concern around this game. And at the Gamescom that took place a few weeks back, was it Gamescom, Keith, or was it?
No,
It was something else that just happened.
It was
PAX.
Gamescom and PAX East. And
Was it PAX East?
PAX
Okay,
West.
so at PAX East,
Yeah.
they had a early build of the game running, and a few, I guess you say, YouTube content creators, popular YouTube content creators, and journalists got a chance to go hands-on with the build. And the report was that the game ran extremely poorly, right? Now,
Yes.
so that was about a week and a half ago, and it kind of followed that same after that Elden Ring at Gamescom. So it created a big concern about the game because I think we even talked about, Keith, me and you talked about it in the chat, and we were talking about how this game literally comes out in a week. And about a week and a half ago, it's being shown in a very poor condition. You know, it left people feeling like there's no hope for this game. And of course, the advertisement or the marketing for the game seem to be, let's just be real, like not much outside of a couple of directs, and we knew it was coming. Ubisoft or no one really was hyping the game, so it seemed to suggest that the game was going to be poor on the Switch too. So as time went by and the final build got into a few hands of individuals, come to find out that the game is actually pretty good on the Switch too. So we want to talk about, okay, how should we take how the game was talked about previously to what actually came out, and who is to blame for what would you say?
Reporting,
the way,
maybe?
What'd you say, Keith?
The reporting.
The reporting that created the online stir. We want to kind of discuss that on tonight. And I got some interesting thoughts I want to share. I'm pretty sure Keith got his thoughts. I'm pretty sure K-Bum has his thoughts. Because we're seeing this more and more and more that, you know, games are being judged off of early builds as if these builds are final builds, and narratives are being created and positions are being taken. We've seen that, and especially with the Switch 2, but it's not just Switch 2. We've seen this on other platforms as well. But I'll be honest, I've noticed it a lot with Switch 2. I saw the same thing with Cyberpunk, and a lot of different games where, you know, the K-Bum jump out? Okay, where the early reviews. No, it was K-Bum. The early builds are being treated like final builds, and it's a lot of blame to go around. But I want to have this discussion. I already see some comments, so I want y'all comments as well. GVG, they came and they did an apology because I think they were the ones who and I'm gonna play that here in a second. But Keith, come in, man. Let's have this discussion. How do you feel about? First of all, I know you've seen the game and you post, so we ain't got to talk about that. We know the game looks pretty decent on the Switch too. How do you process what took place from the time that the dudes at GVG did their take on the game and their build that they played to the actual game and what came out to seem to be a totally different experience? Go ahead.
All right, so let me start off by saying and openly admitting that I am a bit biased when it comes to GVG. I do consume their content, and I feel like they have a really grounded view on the gaming space. I don't feel like they do things for
Clicks. Yeah.
I agree with
clicks.
that.
I don't feel like
They're
I don't feel like
they're not Digital Foundry.
they don't move
Go
that
ahead.
way.
They don't.
Okay, he found a way. But yeah, I don't feel like they do stuff like that. So I am gonna be a bit biased when I say this. And judging based on the apology that came afterwards from GVG is a testament to the character in that channel and the people that's working over at that channel, right?
Right.
So I'm just gonna use them as an example because I do feel like when other people are reporting, I do feel like they are doing things for clicks and they are trying to make noise and draw traffic to their page. So when they reported it and they said that the game was in a terrible state and it wasn't running well, I actually believe that was the version of the game that they actually played. I think that Ubisoft probably did put a bad version of the game up there. I think in the video he even said that they weren't allowed to film the game. They can only talk about it. They couldn't film it. They can only talk about it. So to me, that kind of alludes to Ubisoft knowing that, hey, this isn't the correct version, and we do actually have a better version out, and it just makes it seem like what was reported was accurate, and there was no ill intent, nothing being malicious about how the game was reported. Um, and I kind of feel like, they should have left their video up and just stood on business about, hey, this is what we saw when we played the game. I don't like, because I know after the fact, I saw a bunch of other people tweeting and YouTube videos coming out saying, oh, I thought the game ran bad. Well, maybe the version that they saw did run bad, but the game is in a really good state and it's really good and it's playable. Digital Foundry had their things to say early on. They was concerned about how the game was going to play, mainly because the game was built around ray tracing. And I think
Yep.
that's a fair state. I think that's a fair statement because the other consoles were struggling to run the game. And the Switch 2 is not as powerful as a PlayStation 5 or Xbox One. So what is it? Xbox Series X. That's a fair assessment to wonder how is Ubisoft going to pull this off. Well, Ubisoft pulled it off. Congratulations, they did it. If this is a game that you wasn't looking at on the Switch 2, I'm hearing that it's good. But like I said, I don't think there was anything like ill intent, at least from GVG. So my blame, and I'm in here. My blame would be on Ubisoft if they didn't bring the proper build and allow them to report on it. If you're really trying to sell a game, these YouTubers are going to go back and talk about it. It might behoove you to put your best foot forward. But I'm glad the game is in a good playable state for those who wanted to play it.
Okay.
And I'll end it there.
K-Bomb, your thoughts?
Okay. I have a very, I'm gonna say very quick, but yeah, it might not be very quick. So my statement was, I know the guy came back and kind of said we apologize that we got it wrong. That we're not trying to harm the game. We're not trying to harm GVG or whatever, and blah blah blah. We got it wrong. So I don't know the initial reporting. I didn't go back and listen to what they said before. I do know what my personal eyes saw when I played the demo of Star Wars, and I wasn't impressed by the demo.
What you played on?
Let me, you know what? Let me go back.
On Switch 2?
No, PlayStation.
Okay.
PlayStation. Okay, let me take a step back. All right. So initially they reported that it wasn't good, right? And now it's good. I take the similar stance as Keith. Was it bad at that point? If it was bad at that point, why are you apologizing for what you said? Stand on business.
Yeah.
What you played was not good. It is not your reporting that's the problem. If you're reporting on what your eyes saw, what your hands played, what your body felt, how can you be wrong?
Right.
How can you be wrong? This is my experience at this point in time. This is the state that the game was in at this point of time. So why are we doing an apologizing tour? That I did not understand. Unless you're lying, unless you were lying and then blah blah blah, you got caught. I don't know. You were riding some kind of wave, but I don't know why you wouldn't stand on business because
Well,
your
the truth
reporting
is,
is not.
that's another factor was that they wasn't able to capture footage to show what it looked like, what they played looked like, but other footage from other and from I think it was whatever took place in Canada, that footage showed up before the final version, and that footage did not reflect what GVG said as well. So it was other footage out there that they did get to capture that was based off of some early builds that did not seem to align with what GVG said. as well. We just got their words, but the footage that was being coming out of other places showed a different story. So go ahead.
Yeah. So that's my thing. If what your experience was not the truth, then I can understand the apology tour. If it was the truth, then there's no need to apologize. I I don't. But let me get back to my point. So um understanding we talk about blame. That's what we're talking about, blame at first. I if GVG is not being honest, then they are absolutely to blame. You're being honest, now it's egg on your face, right? If they are being honest with their review, then the blame is not actually on GVG. The blame is on Ubisoft. Point in case that people all the time make judgments of a game based on early builds of the game, especially ones that we can get our hands on. Point in case, demos. I remember a level head saying that I just don't like the way the game controls. And that was one of the reasons why he did not purchase um what's the game of that game? The
Star
Prince of
Wars.
Persia game.
Oh, the Prince of
Prince,
Persia.
no,
Yeah,
Prince of Persia.
yeah.
Your experience was based on the demo, an early build of the game, and you based how you felt on that. On your purchase was based on that. That is absolutely an okay thing to do. The end result may not have been, and we've played many demos that the end result of the game was like, this is not how the demo felt. The demo felt bad. We've had that same conversation on this podcast before. The That issue is with the developers and or the publisher who pushed this out. So let me before I end this, let me quickly go on to my software engineering background on this. Okay. So they know they're going to show the game at PAX. They know that. So what they do and what the developers are most likely doing is that they have a hard cutoff date on what is the code they're going to use for PAX. And so they clean the game up to be delivered um, as this set artifact or set of code to pack so people can play. It's probably been the same demo in all places because there's no need to create all these multiple artifacts because your game is still in development, right? And so you have this piece of code you lock off because you know what the state of that is, and then you continue on with your development. And so most likely this is the same build that's being used in other places. And so whatever you saw in other places, it is highly likely it is the same thing that was shown at PAX. And so what that usually is that when you actually play it, it is probably weeks to months from where they currently are because they had to lock it off and probably do some QA testing, probably do some other type of testing to make sure that this build is good enough and doesn't have any, game breaking modes and issues in the particular section they want to play. They lock it off and there's no more development going on. So what you are playing at that point is weeks to months behind the actual development. So with that being said, what they play could have been and most likely is different than the final product, especially if they found other ways to maximize the ray tracing, maximize the way that they did the textures, to maximize any other, optimize is a better way to use, sorry, optimize these other performance issues, because usually that's what you're doing at the end. You're kind of optimizing the performance and fixing some game breaking bugs or some low hanging fruit bugs just to make sure the game runs smoother. You're kind of working that in the last few months of the release because all the content should be already there already. And that's what you're doing. And so that's what I feel. That's my stance on it. And same thing with demos that you play on like the PlayStation Store. That is locked off for a demo. Last point in case is they did this very same thing with God of War when they showed it at E3. They had just that part of the game done, and that was pretty much it. There was nothing else but God of War when they showed it at E3. So it's kind of how the game development works. Well, not game development, software development works. I don't work for video games, so I can't tell you from that aspect, but I can tell you from a software perspective, that's kind of how it works. So that's my thing.
Okay, so I agreed with both you guys' take wholeheartedly. But I think we need to get into the nuance of what may be why the apology was given. I think there's blame to go around to all involved. The developers of the game who brought the build, those that got a chance to go hands-on with the build, and the community who heard the take from those who went hands-on with the build. Everybody gets blamed here. I would say the devs brought a build that they had, and I'm pretty sure K-Bum, how you broke that down, I think you hitting it right on the nail. They capped it off where they capped it off. It was at a stage where they wanted to at least let you see what they are trying to do. I'm pretty sure they let you know this is an early build. This is not indicative of the final build. So you get all that understanding when you go in as a, I guess, a journalist, or however you want to call these individuals. I don't know how the proper term for them. But you're going in understanding that you are playing a early build of something. So you should come in understanding that, and your judgment should be based on that. And I think Dark 10301 is kind of going exactly where I was about to go. We see this all the time. It's not an unusual thing to see people go hands-on with games that are in early stages, that don't play as well, that are buggy, things are missing, colors are not there, and you still see them talk about it in hopes of what the final build is, the final product is going to be. They talk from that lens of, okay, we know things are not where they need to be yet, but we believe they're going to work all these things out, and the final build is going to be a great game. We have seen them type of coverages on early build games. It just seems to be that no matter what the build, what game it is, if it's on this system, they go to a different type of critique. And I think that's where GVG took their video down. Because it was not that they was lying. I don't think they were lying. I think they know they colored that commentary a little bit differently. And now that didn't pan out to be how they colored it, it's going to look really, really bad if you go back and watch how they were talking about the game. Not that they were just sharing their experience, because that's what you're supposed to do. If the game is not in a good condition, you should say, hey, it's not in a good condition. But you should also, like Nia said, also bring into account that this is an early build. This is not the final build. But if you're casting your judgment as if this is what's going out to the shelves and this is what consumers are going to be buying, that is disingenuous. And I think a little bit of that kind of bled into some of their critique of the build. And I think that's the problem. The developers trying to show you something, they letting you know we don't want you taking any pictures, so that should tell you we know what state the game is in. We just want you to kind of get some experience with it. It's not like y'all, this is their first time around this mountain. They know how these things go. Why are you going so... Why is the energy so different when it comes to this platform? We saw the same thing with Elden Ring. We saw the same thing with Cyberpunk. And this is just terrible. It's not going to work, man. This game will never work on a system like this. And you get all this verbiage, and then Cyberpunk comes, and it's great. It's running good, and then you got to eat all this crow. Then you do it, and then the next game comes, and you get a bad port. And like I said, I literally said last week that there was 2 games out there with Elden Ring. There was also Final Fantasy VII, but you didn't see much about Final Fantasy VII because you had the negative coverage of Elden Ring and how bad it was running in handheld, and that's what everybody ran with. That's what most of the content creators ran with. That's what most of the journalists ran with. Yeah, did they cover Final Fantasy VII? Yes. But a lot of their time, a lot of their energy was spent on, and it might have been my algorithms, but I think this is a truth. So I think it's blame to go around. Even the community, us, as the people listening to these folks, you should also know this is an early build. It don't matter what these people are saying. Wait till you get the game in your hand and give it a judgment for yourself. That's why I don't let what people say about games dictate whether I'm going to buy that game or not. Now, if I play it or if I don't like it, like K-Bum said, then that's my judgment making that decision, not their coloring. We had no footage to go with what GVG said. But then as footage started coming out days later from other hands-on experiences with early builds, it did not line up with what they said. And then you got to also add this factor in as well. It's subjective. What may be terrible to somebody else, these are still human beings. And what they think is bad might not be all that bad to you. Like I look at Madden on the Switch too. I was watching all these different ones, and for one person, it was super bad. To another person, it was okay. To another person, is unplayable. To another person, it was decent. So when I got it, yeah, I saw some problems, but it's not bad. It's subjective. So I think the problem is these games should be viewed and treated when they are being viewed in these early stages, just like they are early builds. And your coloring of your commentation should be based around that and not as if this is indicative of what the game is going to be. I think there's a little bit of that taking place around this just negative blitz with this particular system. I think Dark 301 makes a good point. And we brought this up. And I can use Metal Gear Solid. I can use 007. K-Bum just bought up Gears of War. We've seen where people have played early builds of these games, and we saw the problems. We saw the glitches, but they never acted like it was going to be a problem. It seemed like it don't matter what the game is. If it's bad and it's on the Switch 2, it means it's going to be bad when you get it at home in your hand. And I think that's the disingenuous. I think that's the problem that causes the community to get frustrated because it happens with anything coming to the Switch 2 is always being treated like it ain't going to run it. It ain't possible. That narrative is just always out there, just hovering over the Switch 2 like a cloud. And then when it's proven wrong, it's like, okay, we let these narratives go. No, the next game that seemed to suggest that that's the case, they pounce on it and it become a thing. So, yeah, the community got to get better with receiving this stuff. Devs, I blame the devs to an extent, but if you letting them know it's an early build, I mean, what do you expect them to do? They if you want to see the game, they gotta, and they ain't ready to show you the final version. I mean, yeah, it's partly their fault, so I give them part of the blame. This is what I said in the chat. So I think there's blame to go all the way around, to be honest. It's blame to go everywhere. I blame the devs, I blame the people who covering it, because you understand the climate that you're speaking into. You know what you're speaking to. And I know, and I believe they want to go viral. And then when you like GVG, you threw that out there, you colored it like you colored it, and you thought it was it. You and K-Bum and Keith, let's be real. It was only a week later for the game to come out, so you don't think there's any time to fix this game. So you think you're playing what's representative of the final build. Well, it wasn't. So I think this is a learning lesson for all these people. Until you get the final build and you review that build, you need to walk carefully in your word and need to be careful. This is the same thing I was saying about Digital Foundry earlier on. They had to eat all that crow for all that stuff they put out there that they end up having to walk back. So it is responsibility on them, understanding how the game worked. They know they playing stuff that's not the final representation. Speak from that angle. And Nia said it right in the chat. So that's all I got to say about it. I'm not really, I don't think no one can escape blame here. So that's what I would say.
Yeah, you remember?
Go
Go
ahead, Keith.
Go ahead, Kilo.
No, bro.
You good. I'm gonna be real quick.
Thank you. Go ahead, please.
Remember back in April when Nintendo had their direct, they would reveal the Switch 2 and all the games, and everybody was saying like, they was waiting on Digital Foundry to have their take, and other people to have their take, and Digital Foundry gave their take, and I said they don't have the game in their hand. I said that back in April. I just want to put that out there, that I said that a lot of times, you know, these not narratives, I don't want to use that. That's your verbiage, but these things that these people are saying, they don't have the final game in their hand. They're not actually playing it, or they're just reporting. But a lot of times when we get it, it's different. I just want to say that I said that. I know, because there was a lot of smoke. There was a lot of smoke coming for
from
DF,
me,
and then I became a DF fan.
I'm finna come back at you again because you just glossed past what I said then and what I just said.
No. I'm agreeing with you, brother.
You are,
I'm agreeing with you.
But you at the same time, you are absolving without knowing Digital Foundry's responsibility to also be careful with how they paint pictures. That's what GVG just got in trouble with. It wasn't that they were lying.
They at least played the game.
My point, right? My point is right, but that's what makes Digital Foundry even worse, because they had no game to go off of, but they was coloring their content as if they was factual. And
no, they weren't. They said it was their opinion.
Okay, I'm not gonna tread through this with you. D2K. I had too many people in agreement. I said it then, I'm going to say it now. Digital Foundry words are treated like the gospel. No matter if they say it's opinion or fact, it's treated like fact. And they know that.
And that is not their fault.
That it is and it isn't and it is.
It is not. If someone, because I said something, someone takes my words and said that that's the truth, that is not my fault.
When I
and
go
even
out,
if
when I go on my channel,
I understand. I do have to be careful. No, I'm not. Wait, hold on. I was talking. No, I was talking to my part.
Well, you did cut me off first, though. You cut me off.
I did cut you off. But I know that as from a person who has authority in my job, who has authority in other places, right. I am responsible for what I say. I agree with that. But what is also said in that, I can be responsible and it still be taken out of context. That is not on me. That's the point. I'm saying being responsible and still people taking it and using this gospel has nothing to do with me.
And I agree with that, okay. But that wasn't a situation with Digital Foundry. When you come on your channel and you say, I don't know where these, and you laugh at people who think these things are possible, that you're saying is your opinion is not possible. And when people say it is possible and you call those people's fools, you are going beyond opinion. You are stating,
what you're talking about here.
If a person say that the Switch 2 is capable of Xbox Series X visuals with Street Fighter 6, this was one of the conversations. That's not possible. Who are coming up with this stuff? The same thing with Final Fantasy 7. This is not possible. Who is coming up with this stuff? This would be more close to the PlayStation 4. That's what Digital Foundry was doing. That's what they was getting. And then every time they had to go back and eat crow on all those things. They statements about Cyberpunk, they had to eat crow. They statements about Street Fighter 6 had to eat crow. They statements about Final Fantasy 7 Integrate had to eat crow. They weren't saying opinions. They were saying opinions.
Do you know why they were saying? Do you know why they were saying it wasn't possible?
Why, Keith? Why wasn't it possible?
No, I'm asking you. Do you know why they saying it wasn't possible?
I told you it was confirmational bias.
But
They had a preconceived notion about the Switch 2, and that's all they can see. So anything that moved outside of that space didn't make sense to them. Therefore, it was impossible. And that's how they talk.
Right. So if they were using the rumored specs or the real specs that actually came out afterwards,
Right.
and they created a baseline for it, anything that moved outside of that, they would say is not possible.
Right.
That doesn't mean that the developers can't find a way to do it, but based on games that already exist on more taxing hardware, PC, PlayStation 5, Xbox, yeah, based on the specs, numbers, the power draw of the Switch 2, they're saying it's possible based on the given information.
But
What the developers went in and did, that's a completely different conversation. Developers did their thing.
Not really. Because when you have other entities that's looking at the same stuff that you're looking at, and they are saying this is what this will be able to do, and they are bringing up Series S. Wait, let me finish. I'll let you have it.
Go ahead.
Digital Foundry was not the only entity. We went through this. Digital Foundry was not the only entity that had the specs of the Switch 2. It was other groups that do exactly what Digital Foundry do that had a whole different take. Why are those groups looking like, why are those groups that was talking totally different than Digital Foundry looking like prophets now? Because they looked at the same spec, the same rumor specs, all that, they had the same stuff, and they said this will be able to do pretty much right under a Switch, or Series S. In some cases, they said the only thing that's going to hold the Switch 2 back is the CPU. That's what's going to be the difference. But they may be able to lean into the GPU on the Switch 2 and overcome that. Digital Foundry is not possible. Every time
that's their opinion.
But if you're treating your opinion, when anybody push back with facts, you say you're stupid, then at that point, your opinion is, you treating your opinion as fact. And you are Digital Foundry. And when you speak, your words carry more weight. When Digital Foundry speaks, articles are wrote off of what Digital Foundry says. And it's treated like facts. Digital Foundry said this. Digital Foundry found this. Digital Foundry said this about this game. And you see literal all type of people cover what Digital Foundry says. So these type of moments exposes how these entities with these powerful platforms and these powerful voices need to walk in respects to that and understand you just can't go out here and willy-dilly saying stuff. Even though you may feel that, you may be wrong. And when you know you're playing an early build, you need to keep emphasizing, but this is an early build. That's all I'm saying. Digital Foundry did it. GVCG did it. I don't have no ties to none of these people. I said everybody is to blame. The developers, these content creators, and the community listening are all to blame. But I'm not going to absolve these content creators because they just gave an opinion. You know that your opinion carry weight. You know you giving a certain color. You know you putting a certain tone on it to go viral because you know it's going to catch a wave and you surfing over it. So when your wave crash and your board split, don't try to act like, oh, I didn't do nothing wrong. Yeah, you did. You got what you wanted out of you. You got the clicks. You got the views. You got all the coverage. Now you eating crow. Eat it. Don't try to rewrite history. You said all that stuff, Digital Foundry. Now own what you said. That's how I'm calling it. So no, I'm thankful. I said I think they did an awesome job because most of the time they won't get up and apologize. He got right on it. We was wrong. And now I don't know why he apologizing. He felt the need to apologize, so he know what's in his heart, or he just want to be right with the community. I have no idea. I do follow GVG, and I think they are honest characters. So when they said it was bad, I think it was bad. I never questioned it. But there was other footage out there at around the same time they were saying all this that didn't seem to be suggesting that. So I don't know. But I thought it was a good conversation, and I thought it was something we needed to touch on. That's all I had to say about it. I think all of us are to blame. Everybody, the community, the developer, and the people that's giving us these coverages. We got to be careful what we say and how we say it. That's how I feel about it.
My only pushback on that is if they were being honest with what they saw, I don't I don't put any weight on GVG, whatever, wherever they are. If they're being honest and
It's
Yeah,
just
good vibes
stating
gaming.
they honest,
what they experienced, then there's no need to apologize.
and that's
If
why
you
I
were
say it.
doing if you were doing things for clicks or you were running, trying to ride a wave, yeah, because that's not egg in your face. But if you're being honest and you're just reporting what you experienced and what you saw, then there's no need to apologize. This is what it was, and this is how it's played.
Right.
I know this. I know that the community that exists when it comes to video games is going to latch on to anything that supports how they already feel. A lot of
Right.
this community isn't looking for accurate information. A lot of this community
Yep.
isn't looking for truth. They are looking for things to reiterate and to hold in somebody's face and say, "See, I told you." This is why when in an entire video, 2 hour long video that DF presents, they may say one thing that they slip on or is not correct, and someone will take that and have an entire TED talk about it. And yeah, they slipped up. They talk a lot, and they weren't correct. And someone would take, even though an hour and 59 minutes may have been praising it or may have been saying good things about it. They would take that one snippet that they did not agree, and now it's entire TED talk because people gravitate to to support whatever they have already established biases for. So I do know that, and I do. There is blame to the community. There is blame to these media places that are doing stuff for clout. They're doing stuff just to get their names out there, and there's definitely blame for developers because you can't just continue to hide behind it's a work in progress all the time because we've seen work in progress come out and look like when the real game comes out and it looks like it's still work in progress. So
I
you
agree,
can't
Yeah.
and that's why I'm
you can't
saying.
always
I'm
continue to
literally
hide behind.
saying,
I'm not. Nothing
yeah.
I'm saying is there
No,
to
I'm not.
counter what you said.
I know that.
It, it's my take on what you're saying, but I'm not trying to counter anything you
No,
said.
I'm not saying you are countering trying to. I'm just saying that's why I say everybody are owed blame. Like what you just articulated. Everybody deserves blame. I just feel like sometimes we try to lessen blame for some over others. There is a reason why the community acts the way it's act. There's a reason why a lot of stuff is taking place. There's a nuance to a lot of these things. We it's not like we are new to the community. We've been here. We've been around the block. We know that this has been conditions have been leading to these type of feelings, and now you see, no, people don't trust what you got to say no more. People think you got an agenda, and in some cases, there are agendas. There are allegiances. These people are not neutral. These people have their own biases that's talking to us. So I think everybody got to chill. I do believe there is a lot of negativity around the Switch too. I don't think we can deny that. I think people, I think media has been on a negative blitz with the Switch 2. I don't think we can deny that. So I think sometimes we need to be honest about while what we're saying is true, there's other truths that we need to also be honest about. And what may be causing some of these things. So I think everybody's to blame. So I agree with you. I'm not mad at GVG. I like GVG. I think they're honest cats. Digital Foundry, I have problems with them. I'm not gonna hold that. But y'all already know that. I think Digital Foundry plays with things, and they know when they do. I don't think this dude was trying to be nefarious. I think he called what he saw, put it out there, and it just caught wind. But you got to know the environment you talking to. But if that's what you covered, that's what you covered. So I didn't think he needed to apologize unless you know that some of what you said may not have been the facts. I don't know. I seen the video. I seen his video on it before he deleted it. I thought it was just him saying what he played, but he deleted for whatever reason he deleted it for. So I don't know. He apologized. If that's what he felt like he needed to do, I mean, hey, it is what it is. But anyway, I didn't want to even talk about this that long. Any final thoughts on that? We can move on.
Yeah, man. I just want to echo what K-Bone said. I think he said it the way I was trying to say it, but he said it so much better.
That's funny.
And you're right, Lebo. We don't need to stay too long here, but because when your said device game, whatever you like, phone, basketball, tennis shoe, whatever you like, is being praised. You don't have anything to say, but the moment they have something negative to say, like K-Bone said, here come the TED Talk, here come the videos, here come the screenshots, and you said this then, and but you didn't, you ignored everything that I said, praising it just like you was praising it. But I found fault here, and now it's a problem.
I'm sorry.
Did I just get a slap myself? What was that?
No,
I didn't hear it.
I just feel like I feel like we compartmentalize things. When I don't want to stay on this, but I gotta say this. When they did praise it, there was how many months after all the stuff that led up to that still happened. All the downplaying still happened. All the narratives about where it would be at in its power scale still happened. The insults, the insults from them to the community still happen. So when they get the device, like you said, they didn't have the device.
Right there.
But wait a minute.
There.
No, but that's not where your talking started. You got to go to where they started talking about the device, not when they actually got it. So for a year and a half, you had all this to say about this device you didn't have. That still plays into how people feel. So when you get the device and it goes beyond your expectation and you praise it, you just said for a year and a half all this other stuff. So people are supposed to forget that you said that?
No. It's not that people don't forget.
I'm asking Keith. Because that's my problem with Keith. Do we supposed to forget all of what you said?
We're definitely on this topic way too long.
I know. I'm gonna end it here. Are we supposed to
which would have ended a long time ago
and push by everything that you said from 2004, 2005, 2006 is out? It does beyond what you said. Do we supposed to forget what you said in 2004, 2005?
No, we don't forget what they said, but there's more weight when they actually have it. They're speculating and giving their opinion based on the parameters that's been presented. They give you the parameters and they say, this is what we think it is. We don't think this is possible. We think this is possible, yada, yada, yada. But when they actually get in and say, yo, this is better than what I thought it was. And you...
Is that all they said?
But you get away from that and jump, wait, but what about what you said? Dude, I'm praising it now.
But that's... So you can call me all type of names, say I'm a liar, I don't know what I'm talking about. And then when I'm proved not to be a liar, I just supposed to be like, oh yeah, okay, thank you, I'm not a liar. No, bro, that's you coloring Digital Foundry in this way that is not a true color. Digital Foundry was insulting people, clowning their fan base, clowning those who had anything other than what they had to say. They were literally clowning them. I showed you videos of this stuff. So I don't feel like it's wrong for them to get clowned back when you are proven wrong, when you step in the boo-boo and you looking silly because you was on your high horse. Now you looking silly. You deserve to get clowned too.
But here's my problem, and I want to leave this, to be honest.
Done with
this is a mute point because my issue with this, and even when they even said, "Yo, I was wrong," or I was this." It was still what said under the tone was, well, they had to say that. Well, there is no point where when people can be like, yeah, I agree, because even when they did praise it, it was they had to praise it, or they had no other choice. When I'm like, no, this, like, you have to just call a spade and just keep on moving. And I don't think that occurred. It doesn't really matter to me at this point, because people have their opinion about Digital Foundry, and it's
Yeah.
not going to change. It is
No.
it is set in stone with people. And so I really don't care about the topic with Digital Foundry, because there's nothing really going to come out of it other than what is already believed of it. And so that's why I think for me it's kind of a moot point to even have discussion on it, because I don't think there's any changes, because people are set in stone pretty much how they feel about it.
I agree. I mean, I just feel like history matters. I think you can't rewrite history, and that's how I feel about it. I'm not. I no. So we can move on. I'm sorry, man. I can't. I'm not. Digital
I did have
Foundry,
one more thing
no.
to say,
No, Keith, we
but
gotta
we,
move
we
on. We gotta go, bro. We got 2 more topics to cover. We wasn't even supposed to get that topic that long. Okay, so
it wasn't
what
even
was you
about
finna say?
video games.
Go
It
ahead.
was
What was you finna
all
say?
right. Picture this. Picture this. You get in an argument with your wife, right? And she says something bad to you. You go back at her, and you like, you know what? I'm gonna be the bigger person. I'm gonna fix this situation. And you do everything that you can. You talk to her. What can I do to fix it? And you fix it, and then 2 months from now, y'all happy, yada yada yada, and then you do something, she bring it back up. You like, yo, why are you bringing it back up? That was 2 months ago. Why you doing that? That's what this sounds like.
I totally
Really, Keith?
disagree. I disagree with
Really,
that
Keith?
analogy. We moving on. We moving on. No,
Why you
I'm
We
not.
doing
passed
that?
this.
I'm
Why you
not
bringing it
continuing
back
this.
up?
I'm not continuing this. All right. So, moral of the story is: until you got the final build, you need to be careful. Tell the truth. If it's bad, it's bad. But you
If it's
understand. But
bad, it's
also
bad.
put out there that this is not the final build. So the verdict is still out. That's all you got to do. And to me, that's all he messed up with the GVG. So go out there and play it if you want to play it on the Switch 2. Let's continue with our topics. So this happened as well. So last week we talked about this, and we had many different takes on it. As y'all can see, we don't agree all the time. That's why I love this podcast. I'm never going to agree with Digital Foundry. Anything that why did you have to bring
There we
up
go.
the?
There we
I'm
go.
just
Say
because I
the
get
truth, shame the
so
devil.
I can't. Anyway,
Mhm.
so let's go.
Yep.
I can't
Okay,
agree with
thank you.
Digital Foundry, but I can't agree with that take. But so EA threatened last week to take their ball home
Yep.
if
Yep.
they are not able to secure sole rights to NCAA basketball. So what was
Yes.
happening was EA had a tentative agreement with CLC, who, and K-Mom, you know the actual term for that. What is that? You know the
Like the
actual.
Collegiate Licensing Committee or something like that.
Okay, so that acronym, you know the words for it. So anyway, the CLC, which controls basically college football likenesses and all that type of stuff. Well, 2K was like, okay, since y'all want to go to the CLC and broker this deal to get all the licensing for college basketball, what we're going to do to undermine that is to go to each college themselves and make a deal to where we can use their likeness and their image and their mascots in our basketball game. And they seem to be targeting major colleges, not college basketball as a whole, but just the major colleges so that they can use those colleges in their basketball game. So their first deal was brokered with UCLA, right? And
Yes.
so EA went back to the CLC and was like, look, if you want us to make this game and we want this partnership, you need to go down there and tell 2K to back up. Are we going home? Well, we find out that not only did they not back up, they brokered some more deals, and EA has decided to withdraw their endeavors out of making a college basketball game, as more schools chose to work with 2K instead. So let me see if I can get to the actual article. And shouts out to Keith for, man, Keith be on it, man. Because he put this right in the cast right before we jumped on. So this was last minute planning. So breaking news. EA Sports withdraws college basketball. I'm glad this is good news in my opinion. But K-Bum got an interesting take that I think we need to consider as well. So once I get done reading this, I'm going to give the floor to K-Bum. EA Sports withdraws college basketball video game proposal. Schools elect to work with 2K. And I don't blame them. Y'all saw that game we showed from EA last week. They don't have no good basketball game. Back at the end of June, EA Sports announced that it planned to bring back a college basketball version of its video games, which comes off the success of the return of their college football produced in CFB 2K5 and CFB 25 and CFB 26. College football 26. However, those plans look to be changed. Per Matt Brown at Exact Point, EA Sports has rescinded its proposal to create the video game for college hoops. That's with enough schools naturally instead choosing to license themselves with 2K. So these schools won't eat 2K to make their game or be responsible for their likeness. Update. According to a memo obtained by Extra Points, EA Sports has rescinded their college basketball video game licensing proposal on Thursday. I just read that. In his article updated this morning, Brown included the memo from Sean O'Brien, EA Sports VP, a commercial partnership and licensing. Below is the statement. Given there are some schools choosing to accept the 2K Sports proposal for inclusion in NBA 2K, the offer to be included in a college basketball video game will unfortunately have to be rescinded, O'Brien wrote. Everyone at EA Sports is disappointed that we all couldn't find an acceptable path forward, an exclusive path, but we appreciate your support in trying to bring a standalone college basketball game with all men's and women Division I institutions and student athletes conferences, as well as the NCAA, in a way that fans have told us they want. We really appreciate your support. Yeah, we want it, but do we want you to be responsible for it? EA Sports made its original announcement back in June 30th with plans to release in a few years' time in 2028. That's with no game for college basketball having been produced by any company for several years. Cable, how many years has that been since we had a college basketball game?
It's been longer than college football.
So a decade?
So like maybe no, way more.
Dang.
I think maybe 2012 college hoops or 2010, one of the two.
So almost 22, 23 years. Okay. But changes in name, image, and likeness affected those stances and a return of these collegiate games. Okay, so y'all got the tape. 2K came in and had a strategy that worked. Okay, we couldn't get the deal with the CLC, but we can get the deal with the college. And EA got upset, wanted them to be, stopped. Colleges chose to go with 2K, which If you looked at both product, I can't fault them. But the
Mhm.
question is, how do you feel about this K-Bum? Did we win? Did we lose? Uh, are you happy? Are you sad? Are you kind of torn? What's your thoughts?
How to address this? So the feeling that you have level is from a person who doesn't play 2K every year.
I don't
Most
have
of the
no.
feelings
Wait
that
a minute. I don't have no
I'm
feelings. Go ahead, sir. I'm
level
sorry. I'm
you've
sorry.
expressed your
I'm
feelings
sorry. I'm
several
sorry.
times
Go
while
ahead.
reading that article.
I do have feelings, but go ahead.
Several times. Thank you very much.
Keith, me and you are about to
Um,
be absolutely on the same side of this equation. Go ahead.
no problem.
Change
I
sides.
did want to address that really quickly, but
Keith, I
I,
knew you was a
I
contrarian, man.
Go ahead, K.
let,
My
let,
bad.
let, me, let me touch on this point. Um, I stated last week that I did not agree with either approach that 2K and EA was taking. I did not agree with EA approach of trying to single out 2K to be the only college basketball game around by trying to get exclusive license. And I also did not agree with 2K going to just the big name schools and getting them into the game. I did not agree with either approach. And now that EA has rescinded their offer, I am not. I feel like as a community we lost this, and we're probably going to lose this. And it's not going to be the game that we want for college basketball. Um, reason why I say this, it has nothing to do with the development. It has nothing to do with the development of 2K or from 2K Studios. It has nothing to do with the development of EA in EA Studios. It has to be. It goes down to the representation of college of how college ball would be shown in the video game. EA was going to include, from my understanding, all of college basketball. And to me, that is the right approach to give us all of college basketball, not just the big name schools.
Right.
Um, I did not agree with the exclusive approach, but I did agree with the approach of getting all the teams and licensing with the CLC. For people who may not know, when college football was in was in this rocky place, and it was probably gonna not be made back in after 2014. EA tried to partner with individual schools to still deliver a college football game. And so they were going to pay the schools and not the players. This was the whole at this point, this is the whole argument about paying players for image and likeness and blah blah blah. And so they were going to pay the schools just so that they can still get a college football game out. And they were going to license directly with those schools. When EA did that approach, guess what I said? That is not what we want. It is not, again, my statement is not about, oh, I love EA. It's not about, oh, I don't like 2K. It is about the representation of the sport itself. To me, that is more important than just who's developing the game. And so, no, I don't agree with this approach. No, I do not believe the gamers won. Um, and no, I don't believe it should have went directly to the way EA was doing it. I think the best way you get anything out of this situation is competition, having both studios competing against each other and what is best a common ground. For what's going to happen now is that 2K is going to have the monopoly. And 2K, whether people want to believe it or not, are worst when it comes to um, monopolizing the industry and milking its consumers. They are worse than EA. It's just that people just have this idea and turn a blind eye and think that 2K is actually doing some justice, which they are absolutely not. So no, I'm not happy with this. I don't think this is a win. I have an issue with this, a problem with this. I think 2K is the worst when it comes to monetization. Hold on. Okay, mom, come on, say it again. Monetization. I think I still said it wrong. Uh,
Monetization.
thank you. Thank you very much. I'm gonna let you say it. They are the worst when it comes to that, and they're going to milk it even worse than what EA has currently done with their college football and Madden versions of the game. And so that's my feelings about it. I'm not excited. I'm not happy about it. Either way, I wish there was a middle ground that we could have reached. But since 2K made their stands on getting a license just for those big name schools, this is where we're going to get because you can't create a deal with now the CLC because you would have to either exclude those teams that 2K has licensed or you would have to create your own deal with the CLC and those particular schools, which means that EA would be out even more money if that is the route they had to take. So that's my opinion about it. I don't think we're going to win on this. I don't think we won. I don't think 2K being the only game in town is the right direction. Seeing what they've done with the basketball series, seeing how they failed at hockey, seeing how they failed at baseball, I am not so that this is the right direction, but time will be the true tell.
Okay, all right. Let me see the shout out to Chariot Man, Darkwing Dragon, and Kawan. What's up? Welcome to the show. All right, Mr. Norse, you got the floor, sir.
Basketball. Okay, so to my understanding, K-Bone, if 2K seemingly they are getting their way, they're not going to make a NCAA game. They're going to add NCAA characters to 2K. Is that what I'm
I
hearing?
Yes.
I heard that yes, they're going to add it to their My Team mode, which is the mode that just makes them money. It's the one that they monetize as well to just make all. I said it right. Look at that. As well. And so I
monetize.
yeah, I don't think this is a win either because that they're going to milk it from that aspect as well.
Okay. Then yeah, it's definitely a L. Well, I think listen, I don't have a dog in this fight at all. But I think that the gamers are wanting their NCAA just like they got the NCAA football. They want their NCAA basketball separate from this. I think I told you level last few weeks ago that I was in the barbershop with my boys and two of the barbers were sitting there playing NCAA football. You know,
you did.
at first I was like, "This can't be Madden. There's no Ole Miss in Madden." I was tripping. But I was tripping because I thought they was playing Madden. But anyways, it looked good. But that's what people want. They want it to be separate, and if 2K is to have their way, which I know they're not going to do it, but if they were to have their way, they need to make a separate game, and that's the only way this will be a W, in my opinion. So I think that EA didn't have the juice to even make the basketball game, and I think 2K may be too money hungry to actually do the NCAA game justice.
Service. Yep.
Yeah. So that's my take, real quick.
I do have to say before you let it go, I do have to say that college football 25 um, EA College Football 25 was the fastest selling sports game of all time.
Hmm.
I just want to put that out there. That's more than Madden. That's more than FIFA. That's more than 2K. It was the fastest selling sports game of all time. I just want to show how important college sports is. Continue.
Okay. All right, so let me ask you a question and then I'll give my take. When 2K brokered the deals with the colleges, did that mean that EA couldn't use UCLA anymore?
Either either they do not use UCLA, or they have to make their own deal with UCLA.
Okay, so that's a fact. That's a fact about the situation.
Yeah. So 2K did not have, from my understanding, it was not an exclusive deal with UCLA.
Right.
It
So
was a non-exclusive right. So it
right.
means they can still create a deal with EA. But
So
EA
okay.
was trying to get everybody.
Right.
They weren't trying to just get those teams.
So through the CLC having rights to all the teams, wouldn't EA through that licensing deal still have if
No.
if if 2K is not trying to make their deal exclusive and EA has a licensing deal with the CLC, 2K just making deal with different colleges to use their likenesses. EA making
Right.
a deal with CLC to use NCAA altogether. Then maybe my logic is wrong, but wouldn't that still allow EA to make all the colleges, despite what 2K was doing?
No. They would have to exclude those teams that have bargained a deal with 2K. Those teams would not be, either they would not be in there, or they would have to create their own deal with those teams.
But I'm just for my clarity. You just said
Mhm.
that 2K was not brokering an exclusive deal with UCLA.
Yeah, it's not exclusive. So that means that still allows Madden to also negotiate a deal.
But, well, I guess what I'm trying to understand is, and just for clarity, then I give my take.
Yes.
If
Yes.
the CLC,
It doesn't overwrite the individual schools.
right, but looking at the non-exclusivity deal with 2K, meaning we're not saying, hey, nobody else can use this. With the CLC brokering that deal with EA, my mind is like, well, then they would still be able to use UCLA's likeness because that comes under the CLC licensing.
No.
No,
No, it doesn't
okay.
have to. They can exclude themselves from the CLC.
So
There's no governing body, right? It's
Right.
not really a governing body. It's a committee. And what UCLA can say is that we exclude ourselves from the CLC. They have every right to do that.
Right. Okay. So okay. That's the detail I needed. So it's not that 2K is saying it, but now that they had a deal with 2K, UCLA could go and say we don't want our likeness in
Yes.
EA's game. We don't know if they would do that, but that's a potential, right?
Yep, they can absolutely do that. They have the right to.
Okay. So this is my take. You kind of altered it slightly. So I'm looking at this like, okay, EA is trying to do something a little bit differently than 2K is doing. 2K wants to use a few teams to put into their current game. So the game is not necessarily built around college basketball. It's just utilizing some colleges in their game. Whereas
Yep.
EA's game is built around college basketball. I think
Yep.
this is what I think. So no, the gamer doesn't win. Ultimately, the gamer doesn't win because the gamer doesn't get a college-focused basketball game. So
Yep.
we don't win in that angle. But I would say we also win because EA could have continued forward until these colleges said, hey, now that we have these deals with 2K, we don't want y'all using our image. If they saying that and EA backs out, then I understand why EA is backing out. What's a college basketball game without the major colleges? But we don't know if that would have been the case. So EA saying we want exclusive rights, I think we win there too because I don't think we want EA to have exclusive rights. But we lose because we don't get that game because that's not 2K's focus. So I think it's a plus minus here. It's a plus that EA doesn't get exclusivity, but it's a minus because we lose the opportunity for a college basketball game dedicated to focused around centered on college basketball. So, and this goes to kind of what Keith said last week. I don't trust EA with basketball, but a game around college basketball is better than no game around college basketball. If you feeling what I'm saying. So I think EA should have went forward until these colleges said we don't give you rights to our image. And if that happened,
you don't know what if that conversation was had or not.
I know we don't. That's what I'm saying. I'm saying
we don't know.
I know. So if we since we don't know, I'm going to since we haven't heard any details like that, I'm going to say until that and hopefully that come out that these teams said we didn't want them to use, but right now we don't have any information. So EA's backing out strictly. What we have is EA's backing out because 2K have made deal with other schools. I would say move forward or release and say, hey, these teams would not let us use their likeness, therefore the deal wasn't lucrative. But they didn't say that, so I'm gonna assume.
But even the CLC was not budging really on the exclusive deal as well. So not only was the team, the CLC themselves wasn't budging on you can use exclusive license.
Right. They didn't like the exclusive deal. Okay, then
exactly.
So again, this goes to my position is EA should not have sought an exclusive deal. EA should have said, let us use the license, make the game, because 2K is making a different game. They're not even making a college game. They're just using college likenesses. Make your game. You'll still be the only one with that game. So you will be the only entity that has a college-focused basketball game. 2K would just have college teams in their basketball game. It's not built around college, so they're doing a total different thing. I think EA should have moved forward, gave up the need for the exclusivity, made the game anyway, and be the only entity with that game. Everybody wins. If you want to, if you still get
college basketball without North Carolina and Duke, it's not college basketball. Not saying they had those two teams. I'm not saying they did. But if you give me a college basketball game without North Carolina and Duke, you have not given me a college basketball game.
So that's why I said, but we don't know if Carolina and Duke would say don't use our image. They didn't say we don't know that yet. So EA didn't say that they said that. So EA is pulling out strictly because 2K has made deals.
We only know that's the reason EA is pulling out.
Right,
we're not saying that we can't say EA is pulling out because of that. We can only say we only know that this is one of the reasons. But I'm fully under the assumption that was absolutely part of it, and that's the reason why 2K brokered those deals.
Well,
that's what EA was trying to do at first. That's what he was trying to do at first with football. That's why I explained that.
Right,
they were trying to partner directly with the schools, and if they did that, then you can't get the full body of work outside of with those schools. Yeah, I fully believe that it was going to be like they could use them, but they would have to create their own deal with those schools.
But again, like I said, we don't have any of that. I think it's a fair assumption that you're making. But at the same time, we had no indication that these teams were going to tell EA, you had to broker a deal with us to use our image. We don't have anything.
Then why give away for free if you can make somebody pay for it?
Well, I'm saying wouldn't EA have to pay the CLC to use these images, these licenses?
They are not a governing body.
No. Okay, so
is what I'm trying to say. It's not the NCAA. NCAA is different. The NCAA can force these schools to do that because they're all under the NCAA. They can opt out of the CLC. They can do that.
Okay, so that's my point. So if they can opt out of the CLC, then EA pursuing the CLC seems to suggest to me that they had a strong thought that they would not do that.
Because they have college football is an example.
Right, that's my point.
College football is a deal with CLC. All the schools are in here.
Right.
All the schools are allow themselves to be a part of it. So
So
they have
you
history on their side.
right, you have an example of this already working in another game that you made. So your assumption would
Yes.
be that'll be the same situation with basketball. So I'm taking that assumption and saying if EA move forward with the college basketball game being focused around college basketball, just not having an exclusive deal with the CLC, but having a deal with the CLC to use these colleges, I don't see these colleges that made deals with 2K saying, now that we made this deal,
No,
you
no, no,
let
no,
me
no.
finish. Let
They
me finish.
okay, go
Now that
ahead,
we
please. Go
made
ahead. Finish.
this, like again, I'm saying not having anything to go off of but what's in this this article. My thought is EA is backing out because of the deals being made by 2K. That's what the article says. 2K has, let me go back and read it. According to the memo, EA Sports has rescinded their college basketball video game licensing proposal as enough schools have elected to go with 2K.
Go with 2K, which means they would not be part of the CLC
Again,
because they
but
decided to go with 2K.
okay, all right. We can infer that as possible.
Okay.
I think I'm just saying. Anyway, if that's the case, then okay, they ain't have no choice. But go broker the deal and get those colleges, give them what they need. And
At a certain point, and this is the same thing they did with FIFA. At a certain
then
point, the cost doesn't outweigh,
then
especially when you're the worst game. When
then
you know going in, you're the worst game.
then college football ain't gonna last.
That's not true, because they do have an exclusive deal with the
The
CLC.
CLC. But okay, let's look at what just happened. They got an exclusive deal with the CL.
They would have then those schools would have to. No, I'm helping you out. The schools would have to break the contract that they have signed with the CLC in order to, like, they had a chance to opt out before the deal. Now they're a part of the deal. They have to break the contract to opt out.
So the
You can't just opt out now.
So the colleges came up under the deal with the CLC with EA. So the college agreed to the deal.
Yep.
Okay,
The colleges agreed.
To the deal. So in this situation with the basketball, certain colleges have
Decided to do their own thing.
Yeah. So
The big ones.
how long is the deal between the CLC with with football?
I don't know. I have to get the data on that. I don't know.
Yeah. That'll be interesting because the CLC is basically negotiating the deal and the numbers for the colleges in the
Some of the colleges are a part of the conversation, if I remember directly, on how this happened in college football. So some of the colleges, like the bigger schools, are part of this conversation. They have members on the committees, 1 to 2. So they're not because it's not the NCAA. They're not just being told you have to do this. They have a part in it.
All right. So not knowing enough about how the CLC works between the colleges, I'm not saying this is good. I'm not necessarily saying it's bad. I think EA doesn't need an exclusive. I don't think EA needs exclusivity. I think that's a bad deal, but I also don't think 2K just picking the big colleges is a good idea and putting it in their NBA game because that's not college basketball. So the gamers lose, but I don't know how much of a loss it is with EA having the exclusive rights to it. I don't know what type of game they would make.
The only reason you say there's a win there is because you're feeling with EA.
Yeah, that's agreement. I'm agreeing. And what we know about their basketball game, I think that may be like if it was football. Hey, I wouldn't be saying as much as I'm saying that we know their basketball game is. I played both, and I can say, man, I'd
I
rather play
I
2K.
played all of them.
Yeah. So
Yeah,
anyway,
I'd rather play 2K, but I don't believe this is a win on any state. Because remember, you're saying a little bit the same thing I said, that both are not the right choice,
yeah, I agree with
the
that
right
part.
direction.
I agree with you
Yep,
on that the whole way. I'm just trying to see if there was a way for EA to continue doing what they're doing and 2K to do what they're doing and everybody be happy. But how you were saying that's not possible. But I
yeah, especially
respectful
if the
with
big
that.
names are absent, then it's like, what's like,
Yeah, if the big
yeah,
names are saying you got to build a deal with me now that they yeah. So I don't know. So anyway, my take is yeah, nobody wins, but for me, EA having exclusivity, them not having it is better than them having it. I'll leave it at that. And I got my tune on EA gonna change eventually. I believe they're gonna redeem themselves at some point with me.
says the person who's liking Madden right now.
Yeah, I do like Madden on Switch too. I like Madden in general. But I don't buy it every year. I don't like the every year model. That's what I can't stand. I don't have all the complaints, everybody. I don't play enough to have them complaints.
Got it.
All right, so let's move to this last topic. And this is one that me and Keith thought we wanted to bring to you guys. The question
Okay.
is, what can be done to help Metroid Prime's, the IP, the series, and Metroid Prime 4 in particular, appeal more to gamers and to different ones? What could they do? Because last week we was talking about, is Nintendo doing enough? The question this week is, what can be done to help this game appeal to a wider base? Keith, I'm going to bring you in because you probably it sound like you fell asleep on that topic.
What you say?
Keith went extra quiet like, let's end this topic. We had enough with the basketball. Keith, so set it up, man, based on what we were talking about. So last week's conversation kind of sparked a lot in the comment section with me and Nia and different ones was saying different things, suggestions of multiplayer, all type of ideas was coming up on what may be needed to make Prime a more appealing franchise or IP from Nintendo. My thoughts is Prime could be bigger. Keith's thought is because of the type of game Prime is only going to appeal to a certain demographic, and that's a small demographic. And I don't disagree with him necessarily, but so we need y'all help. Go back to last week's podcast. You can hear our arguments on certain things. But what could be done? Keith, what do you think can be done, if anything, to help Metroid Prime, in particular Metroid Prime 4, appeal to a bigger base? And I will use something Nia said that I thought gave credence to this thought. When you look at BioShock kind of fits in the same space as a Prime, as an isolation game. A lot of things, backtracking and other stuff like that. And the first few games didn't sell for a multi-platform game. I think the first was sold 5 million. The second game sold 4 to 3 million, but BioShock Infinite sold 11 million. So the thought I had was, what made BioShock Infinite literally quadruple or triple 11 million, almost quadruple the sales of BioShock 2 and literally double the sales of BioShock 1. What happened with Infinite, and could that be possible with Prime 4? Because all of the Primes, Dread is the only Prime that has moved 3 million. It's the only Metroid game that has moved 3 million. All the Primes are, I think the original Prime may have moved 2 million, and every other Prime is 1.5, 1 point this and below. So it does for, especially with the Switch and the Switch 2 and that stimulus package. I would have thought that Dread would have sold way more than 3 million. Like we saw what Switch did for Animal Crossing. We saw what Switch did for a lot of these games that typically wouldn't move as much. They moved a lot more. And then on the Wii, you would think that Metroid Prime 3 Corruption would have moved more with a sales of over 100 million. I would have thought that Prime 3 would have sold more than it did. So all those variables, comment section. Keith, you got the floor. What could be done, if anything?
Man, the comment section left after that last topic. What you talking about? No, I'm see, we doing bad marketing with the comment section on the left and the topic, and Metroid is here available to talk about, and they ain't here. No, I'm just playing. What can Metroid do to have a wider appeal? First of all, I think Metroid is fantastic, but I have my own bias.
You bias.
I have my own biases. But like I said last week, I think one of the things that they can do is multiplayer. A lot of people don't remember this, maybe, but Metroid Prime 2 had an arena style multiplayer, and I sent it to you guys in the chat. I also sent it to Nia, and she checked it out, and she was like, "Yo, that's what I've been looking for, that arena style shooter." What probably killed that game back in the day, and what probably could have propelled Metroid and made it a lot better, is online multiplayer, because the Metroid Prime 2 was only local multiplayer. And of course, Metroid Prime Hunters,
Okay.
you get a chance to play with the other Hunt. I want to say that may have been online, but it was on the DS. And of course, Metroid Prime Federation Force, which was a local co-op game with the idea of playing with your friends, traversing through the Metroid universe, but not as Samus, but as the Federation Force. But if you've ever seen the Federation Force, they didn't look like that. And I don't know
You said the Ginyu Force? What are you saying?
the Federation Force.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know this. And the Federation Force is in this first scene that Level is showing on the thing. They're there with the actual guns, like military guns and stuff like that. So for them to change it up and make like chibi style Samuses, I think that was a bad move. But what do I think can make the game better? I'm gonna land back on multiplayer. I think being able to play as the other hunters, because Samus is a bounty hunter, and then there's other hunters within this universe. You see one, Silux. If you play Metroid Prime 3, you see the other bounty hunters. So there's other characters in this game, including the Federation Force. So I think they have enough characters to build like a multiplayer style game if they wanted to add that on there. But yeah, I think the draw of Metroid is always like the backtracking and trying to figure out the stages. But for a lot of gamers, and I have to say specifically Nintendo gamers, because that's the platformer zone, I don't think it resonates with them. I really don't.
Yeah, I don't like backtracking.
No,
Oh, yeah, I like backtracking.
I love it. I love it. But because we got Hollow Knight, you saw Silk Song came out today and it crashed the internet. Everything was crashing. Nintendo was crashing. Steam was crashing. I would assume PlayStation and Xbox probably crashed as well. Silk Song came out and crashed the internet today, and it's in that Metroidvania style gaming. So what is so special about that game? And it's also isolated. Well, there's other characters you can talk to, especially in Silk Song. The early stages I played, there's other people you can talk to. But with Metroid, it's really isolated, and that's the whole point. It's derived from like Alien, the movie Alien. So, but yeah, I think multiplayer. I think a little bit of co-op. but they have to fashion it in the style that people want to play. I don't think people are gonna go for that whole chibi style. And I like the cutscenes of Other M. I think Other M was probably the best opportunity for Metroid to appeal. It was third person. It was fast paced. It was shooter. It had backtracking, but it wasn't as heavy. I don't think it was as heavy. But the only problem was Nintendo tried to be creative and tell gamers to use a Wiimote sideways. Like that was a bad decision. So I think
Got him.
the gameplay killed Metroid Other M. But I'm curious to see what K Bum is going to say. Um, not being the most experienced Metroid player on the panel, but I'm curious to see what he would say. Like what's been turning him off about this series, and what could turn him on about this series.
Turn me on. Good lord. Hold on.
So, K Bub, you going or am I? You gonna let me go
Yeah.
and then
No.
I give you the floor?
Oh no. 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 Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. So real quick, what could improve the game for me? What could make the? Oh no, the question was what can make the game more appealing. I think maybe going out of the first person to a third person perspective, not like Other M, but like over the shoulder, gears, uh, something like God of War, that type of like pretty much like Sony's angles. I think that would help. Um, like I said many times before, marketing. But um, my question is, I guess, because I think that'll help for me. But I think the game is cool. What I at least do some investigating. I've been trying to find some articles on what made Infinity sell so much better than BioShock 1 and 2. Or Infinite sell so much better than BioShock 1 and 2. But yeah, I think that may help. Adding a multiplayer to me defeats the purpose because at that point you're not playing Metroid Prime. You're playing Metroid multiplayer. That's not Metroid Prime. So like I was saying in the comment, at that point you're just playing another shooter with Metroid avatars. If the premise is to play Metroid Prime and get people to like Metroid Prime the game, to me adding a multiplayer to it defeats the purpose because the people just be buying it to play multiplayer at that point. So I don't know. Maybe third person perspective. I don't even think the backtracking is a problem because I think Zelda games got backtracking in it. Like Breath of the Wild had a lot of backtracking in it. Tears of the Kingdom, Ocarina of Time, Twilight Princess, and for sure Wind Waker had crazy backtracking. Once you find all the pieces to put the Triforce together, then you got to get in the boat, go to all these other islands and different lands. Like, man, you got to go back to all the stuff that you. So backtracking to me is a staple in Nintendo games in general. I don't think it's just to Metroid. I think backtracking is a thing Nintendo does with a lot of their games. So, or with some of their games, like I said, in particular, the Zelda. Always like Skyward Sword had a lot of backtracking. So I don't know if the isolation is it, but yeah, I would say maybe a third person perspective, better understanding of the character, Samus, like actually seeing Samus, not just her in her suit, maybe know more of her. But anyway, that's my thoughts. K-Bun, floor is yours.
Um. So I played the first Bioshock, and I beat it. Thoroughly enjoyed it. Thought it was dope. A dope game. And I'm trying to think about what made me like Bioshock. Not that I'm trying to make Metroid Prime like Bioshock, but it is also a first person shooter that I thoroughly enjoy. One of it is always story. I thought Bioshock had an amazing story. I liked the way it was told. I liked the enemy variety. I liked some of the battles. I liked the power ups. I actually liked the way they did first person. It was a little bit different at the time when they did it. Not a lot of people have kind of copied that Bioshock type of look, but it I enjoyed it. But I don't even with that. I don't believe that is what would make it more appealing for Metroid. So I'm going to jump back and say my initial thought is what would have more appeal for me is third person. I think that alone would make me take a second look at the game. Because looking at it now, this first person view, the single player first person, uh, and it's just it doesn't appeal to me. And I played Dread. You know, I know Prime is not Dread. I know that. But just looking at the way that they're telling the story in Prime so far that I've seen in 4, it doesn't draw me in. It doesn't pull me in and say this is going to be an epic adventure. I don't get that. I know a lot of the Nintendo games have this whole mystery you're trying to solve, and so you're putting the pieces together, and I get that, right? But it doesn't give off that epic type of feel to me, and I get to the end of it, and I'm like, okay, well, that's nice. So for me, definitely, I would say third person would help give it more appeal. The way that the story is written and driven, especially if we can get everything to be voice acted. Like I said, I don't play the Prime, so I don't know if everything's voice acted or not. But just a more epic scale when it comes to the story. I don't get that from what I've seen so far. I don't like what made me. I guess I can go back on this. What made me say I want to play Breath of the Wild was the trailer that I saw and the way that they showed the cutscene, and it made me feel like I was watching that it was going to be an epic game with voice acting. And so that was the original.
That's where I was going next. Go ahead.
That was the appeal to like, oh man, I want to play Zelda. I've never really played Zelda, but that seemed like an epic adventure. But the voice acting. So I think something similar here, and I don't get that from any of the videos I've seen with Metroid Prime. I don't get that epicness. I don't get that story, that big story. It's again first person. It just doesn't. It doesn't appeal to me. I don't get excited watching it. I don't get excited watching video of it. I don't. And those kind of things that kind of just on a quick glance without going fully deep, because like I said, I don't fully understand the Metroid world. Those are things that stuck out to me that I say would probably have more appeal if it was there.
Well, but I just sent you something in the chat too. If you want to play that.
You want me to play? Well, okay. Other M?
Yeah.
All right, just a sec. But yeah, I was finna say that what you just said, K-Bum. Another thing to me that they can do a better job of. I think playing Metroid, I think there could be, well, Metroid is really isolated, but instead of when you scan stuff, maybe it was voice acted instead of having to read all that, and because you scanning so much in the game, and I agree with you. I don't think they are showing. I don't think they are showing this like they showed Zelda, like how Zelda was first shown off with Breath of the Wild. Like that trailer made you want to play Zelda. I agree with that. So here's a video. Let me shut up. I'm gonna let this play. This is Keith.
After 3 fantastic Metroid games in the first-person perspective, Nintendo's ready to bring Samus back to her side-scrolling roots.
Yeah,
Retro Studios did a fantastic job with the Metroid Prime trilogy and told a great story that led up to the events of the NES game. But now it's time to pick up where the Super Nintendo game left off. Metroid Other M is a
finish. It's that good. It's just that gameplay, man.
Yeah, that's what they
gameplay.
screwed up with.
At times, Metroid Other M feels like it's story first, gameplay second.
Yeah, I had high hopes for this game until I played it, and I was like, no, they was using a D-pad. You couldn't even. They wasn't even analog. It was the D-pad, and it had this real funky way of going into third person to first person. It was, and they was trying, and like the Wii was not the right system for this game. This game probably should be revisited, but it didn't do well. It still didn't do well.
This incredible introduction sets the stage for what's to come.
I think K-Bum is right, man.
Overall, it's an engaging script.
Has Metroid Prime ever been marketed well?
I don't know. I like Dread's marketing.
I think Dread was marketed. Let's look at the commercials. I think I'm gonna look at some commercials. Let me let this play.
I do think Dread was marketed okay, because I remember I did feel like I'm interested with seeing Dread, and I'm happy I didn't buy it. But anyway, no, I was interested as in the game, but I never actually made that jump.
Let me see.
Run and gun action is still here, but there
So this is, and then I'm gonna play Breath of the Wild. This is the GameCube's commercial for the original Prime, and I think this wasn't bad. I don't know why this is not playing.
Evil, and it must be destroyed, decimated, exterminated.
But they not really showing you the game. This is not.
But first, it must be found.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how I feel about this commercial. That is kind of old, but Keith sending me. What you send me, Keith?
It's a Dread commercial.
Okay, I go. Let me go to the Dread commercial. I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't really know how to feel. So this is the Dread commercial right here.
Got the black girl on there. She's so already. Let me stop.
I remember this commercial.
Way to escape an impending threat. Become the bigger threat. Suit up as Samus to escape a treacherous new planet.
Yeah, I thought they did good on
And
this.
find the power you need to take on her deadliest enemy yet. Do you have what it takes to be the bigger threat? Metroid Dread. Rated T for teen. Only on Nintendo Switch.
I just don't think. I'm just going back to my original statement: is people just really not messing with Metroid, man.
Wait a minute. Let me go ahead. I'm listening.
I just don't think people really messing with it. I don't know what they can do. You said something level, and I'm gonna give you props for. You said that maybe this isn't the game for Nintendo, but I forgot who they asked. I think it was the developer, and they said Metroid isn't a huge seller. Why do they keep making it? Why don't they just kill the series off? And that guy, I can't remember who said it, but he responded with, because it gives them an opportunity to operate a space that they don't typically operate. So they're going to keep it alive because they can keep making games with this type of theme. And that's why they do it. I think I understand what he meant. I don't know.
Okay, so the question is, has Metroid ever got this type of treatment? So let's go. Has Metroid ever received this level of treatment in promotion? K-Bum, this what made you buy the game, right? Want to play it, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
There is nothing that Metroid Prime has ever got anywhere close to this.
The history of the royal family of Hyrule is also the history of the Calamity Ganon, a primal evil that has endured over the ages.
There's a lot of isolation in this game because you really by yourself in secluded places. I'm just saying.
What was you gonna say? Storylines. There's so many smaller little storylines within Zelda that you might go do something for Impa, you might go do something for another character. It's just so much. It's oozing with character. Yeah, there's isolation, but you go to those villages and you do those side missions. Like there's no side missions in Metroid. I don't know if that matters, but ain't no side missions. You just doing the thing.
I mean, even seeing this again makes me want do you want to just give it another try?
That's what I'm saying. And that's my thing. That's what I'm trying to say with Metroid. Metroid to me has moments that could be done like this. It has these type of moments, like specifically Corruption had moments where you can put this type of a commercial or type of a trailer together to sell it to where the epicness, like K-Bump said, have you made Metro Prime feel epic? But anyway, I don't want to overlook what you saying. I just know we haven't seen a commercial like this for Metroid, and I think it needs this type of marketing. Like, and I could go to every Zelda, and there's so many Zelda marketings that's like this. Like Wind Waker, we could go back to when they first started. That was, to me, that's what it needs. It needs that epicness. Because Zelda, Metroid is an epic game. Keep what you say is not epic. It's epic to me.
Absolutely.
Huh?
Absolutely.
Okay, so, like when I go and I watch, now I know K-Bum say he don't, but I mean, I get it with that first boss. You might not really care for the first boss, but coming into, I think there's a, This is man, dude, this is gonna make me want to go up there and play these games again. There's just it's a difference, man, how these games are approached. Link feels over the top. Samus don't get that type of love to me. But let me see. We got this. I think when we first saw Metroid, and then we get out of here. I think this cast has gone long enough. Comment section, let me know what you think, man. Don't. Well,
they were talking about the online.
Yeah, I saw a lot of them agreeing with the online. I just think at that point, I agree that it will help the game sell. I do agree that. But if the ideal is to play Metroid Prime, the game, then to me that's kind of counter to what the point is. If we're here to play this game, then giving it a multiplayer just makes it's another game at that point.
Well, Sony believes every game should have online.
Yeah, I know they do.
Well, that's why they going bankrupt.
Right.
Well, not bankrupt. I'm just being funny, but that's why they're having the issue now because they wanted everything to be an online persistent game. But yeah.
So, I think
the online. While you look that up, I think the online idea, especially if you're doing like co-op.
So here's the first time we saw Metroid.
It's to draw you in.
Keith, actually, it feels like Zelda, a little bit.
You talking about that trailer?
I'm playing it now.
That's why I sent it to you.
No, you didn't send me this one, did you? I didn't. What I didn't see you did you send me this one?
Yeah, I sent this one.
This is the unknown planet Vuros. Here, Samus finds a verdict.
I don't know. I don't.
A colossal tree at its center.
Have they not shown us enough of it?
In order to survive and escape this planet,
this don't have the epicness when you get past that first part.
Samus must scan stone figures.
But let me keep watching. It's slower.
The path forward.
Are they highlighting the wrong parts of the game?
I mean, it depends. I mean, you're going for mass appeal, or you're going for what the people who play this game want to see, right? And so, if you're giving it, you're giving what the people want to play the type of game wants to play, then no, you're in the right. You're showing the right type of game. And in my opinion, is you're not shooting for mass appeal.
I think the third person, going third person would definitely help, cause you can see her, cause she cool looking, but in Prime you don't see how cool she looks.
Samus to operate mechanisms.
Yep.
And to open doors.
Yeah, I think
which I guess the only third person was when you go into the little ball, right? That you can see third person.
Yeah,
it's a lot. It's hard to really show off stuff when it's all first person.
Which one was on the GameCube? That's the one I watched somebody play.
That's the Prime. That's Prime.
Prime 1 and 2.
Yeah. So I saw one of those. I actually watched somebody play that on the GameCube.
But it's a good game, man. The Prime series is good. I didn't play 2, but that was when I thought I thought it was just a rush job. So and it looked terrible to me, so I never played it. But the first Prime, I wasn't a first person shooter person either, so that's another reason why I didn't want to play the second one, because I didn't like first person shooters. Yeah, that was nowhere near as epic as that Zelda. Sorry, but it look good. Okay, well, I see basically everybody saying add online. so basically, nobody wants to play.
They don't want to play Prime.
They don't want to play Prime. So,
that's funny.
Ah, man. Well, I mean, look, I'm looking forward to it when it do come out, whenever they decide to announce it. But, hey, that's it on talking about Prime. I don't think we're going to talk about Prime no more until it actually comes out. Any final thoughts before we get out of here on tonight? Hello?
No, I don't. No, I'm sorry. I was thinking.
Oh, okay.
You called me mid-thought, sir.
Okay, Keith,
no, I'm good.
Anything, Keith?
No, I'm good. I think we should get out of here.
All right. Well, that was the cast for tonight. We thank you for tuning in with us. Go out and get that Silk song. It's only $20. No matter the platform, I think you will get an awesome game, a Metrovania game. I plan on getting it tomorrow.
Are you sure about that?
Are you sure?
Are you sure about that?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you sure about that?
Why wouldn't
the The beginning of the game tells you absolutely nothing.
I know that.
Okay,
I played Dread. I played Prime. I play these games, bro. I'm good.
We might have to check in on Miss Level before you go buy that.
No, I'll be good. It's payday tomorrow too, so I'll be straight. Now, I plan on getting Star Wars Outlaws, but I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait later on. I'm waiting for NBA 2K2. I'm waiting till that all go to sale. But anyway, we're supposed to be signing out. Go ahead and sign out, man.
I'm hurt, so I'll go ahead and go get started out, man. Enjoy the conversation, the chit chat, and man, I don't care what nobody says. Thank you for talking about sports. This football season, I'm watching the game right now on the side, and I enjoy. The Eagles are winning right now by 4 points and trying to end the game. But I enjoy a good sports conversation. I'm sorry. I enjoyed it. I hope some people who were here enjoyed it too. But no, I had fun. I always enjoy kicking with the homies. I know I haven't been in the comment section in the chat often because the brother busy, but I've been enjoying what I have been able to read, and I enjoyed the people today in the comments keeping us honest as always. Enjoy. Talk to you guys another day.
All right, Mr. Norris.
Yeah, man. Man, appreciate it, Dark. Level, don't get so fun. Man, it was a great.
He said, Level, don't get
It was a great conversation. It was very interesting. Of course, the one topic we probably went over too long, but it is what it is. Get very passionate about that. One topic we didn't bring up was the Xbox sales. I don't know if you actually had that on there, but
900-something thousand in a week.
920-something thousand.
Yeah.
Helldivers too.
Yeah.
Xbox. Yep.
Won't even support their own games, but you know. But it is what it is, man. Tomorrow or later tonight, well, I'm going to sleep, but tomorrow, Chronos, there's supposed to be a rumored Nintendo Direct. Yeah, I found out about our rumor.
Wow.
Tomorrow?
Next week. I'm not holding on to it. I could care less. They give us one, they give us one. They don't. I'm not going to hold my breath or lose any sleep over it. But yeah, man, get out there, happy gaming, and tell them
Yeah, man. Enjoyed the cast on tonight. I always enjoy jumping on here with you guys, man. This is my Thursday. I get excited about Thursdays. Because we get to bring what's in the chat. We get to bring it out. So, but no, man, enjoyed you guys. Everyone that tuned in on tonight, those that may have to tip out early because of having to get up to go to school and teach them youth. We thank y'all for being here, and everybody else. And we appreciate you guys for being here.
Absolutely.
Yeah, man. That second conversation did go a little longer than we planned on going, but that's what we do here. But anyway, till next time, y'all be blessed, stay safe, and we'll see you next week, same time, same place. If there is a direct, we're covered. If there's not, then we do something else. As Keith said, I'm done with all these rumors, so that's why you didn't hear me say nothing about that. Play games, go to church, give your life to the Lord, because you need them in your life. Anyway, this is your boy signing out. Till next time, deuces. Peace.
But we got Smash Bros though.